If love and Gogi is wrong, I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it. Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still till it's all with the show, and till then is half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof of my life, better more than no proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side floor. Just a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch on YouTube with view for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wondering what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Happy Friday, Leroy.
What's happening?
How are you?
I'm good. Getting ready to. I won't be eating a whole lot during the show because I'm going to eat Korean barbecue tonight.
Ooh, I always hear that's all the rage Korean barbecue. You've never been.
It's all you can eat Korean barbecue.
What?
That's very good. It's very good.
Wow.
Yeah. Now,
you're gonna have to give me a report,
now, Vlad will appreciate this.
Vladin for Frog Boy today, who is off doing God knows what.
He decided to go with his girl to Orlando. I was going to pick him up.
I heard that.
Yeah.
You would have been upset because I wasn't coming in today.
No, I knew you weren't. But I was like, I'll give you a ride.
Gonna be in this chair for the next 8 hours.
Woo, nasty work, buddy. Nasty work.
So I told Tobes, because I was told we were going to eat at Ichiban.
Okay. That's hibachi?
Right? It's Korean, yeah.
I didn't know if there's a different.
Korean barbecue
Korean's like just at one table, right? When you do it?
Yeah, they bring it to the one table, and then they bring the meat out to you, and you cook it in front of you.
Really?
And so I'm thinking to myself, so wait a minute. We paying somebody money, and we got to cook our own food? I said, all right, whatever. It's
you're not down with that.
It's my sister-in-law's. It's my sister-in-law's birthday. I'm
like the melting pot effect, yeah.
Yes. So that's not the kicker. So I'm curious to get hey, where's Ichiban? I got to get the directions.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's asking me when is AIS. Ass in seat to leave.
Oh,
right.
I like that.
Oh, yeah. You don't AIS your family?
I've never heard of the term ass and seat, like as an abbreviation.
No, because here's why. Because when you have a family and you are all aware of this, and you go, come on, guys, let's go. Everybody says I'm ready, but then they got to get shoes. They got to fix their last little bit of hair. And it's 20 minutes later and you left after. So you AIS them.
Got it.
Okay. AIS them. That means your ass is in the car seat at X time. But I digress. So I'm on the internet looking for Ichiban. And I'm like, oh, Ichiban. There's one in Deerfield. Okay, there's one. They're giving me ones in Atlanta. I say, hey, Mel. This ain't. I'm looking at Ichiban. It's in Deerfield. We gotta leave a little bit earlier. That's not it. It's in Lauderhill. Lauderhill. I said, Ichiban? Lauderhill? She said, I'll send it to you. Vlad, you'll appreciate this.
Oh boy.
Instead of ICHIBAN, it's
IZZIBAN. Izzyban.
Izzyban.
No, they call it Ichiban.
Wait.
Yeah.
IZZ is called Ichiban?
I don't know what the hell it's called.
Nah, that's Izzy, bro.
That's what I was told right?
Very confused.
And so, and I'm like, you know what? Let me, like, hold on. Like, yeah. So that's where I'm going. Now,
but it is the right place.
the easy bond, or however they say it. But I will say this. The place where we're going, looking at the pictures and the reviews, is actually better than the place I thought I was going.
Okay.
Even though I might have to wear no big jewelry or nothing like that when I go down to Lauderhill. But so
it is pronounced Ichiban.
yeah, isn't that crazy?
But it's a different one.
That means the other Ichiban must be owned by Americans.
Interesting. But this is the good one.
I don't know.
We'll
My daughter and Fonz, they'll go. There's a place around here. They go and get food, right? And they like Korean barbecue. They like the pork belly and all that stuff right there. I ain't about it, right? So, I'm looking at the menu and, they season it up for you and then you cook it in front of you. All right. I'm taking one for the team here, right? Because, listen, if I go to a restaurant, I tell them what I want. They bring it to me. They don't tell me, then you got to cook it. If I got to cook it, I could do that at my house.
True. But it's communal. It's like a party. You get they do bring you the drinks. More ale.
Have you ever drank sake?
I
It's like warm. It's like hot wine.
I've had a Japanese beer when I've gone to
I don't think it's wine there, Leroy.
Okay.
I've never had sake. I don't think I've ever had sake, but I would love to try. I mean, I'm a big fan of hibachi.
You don't get lit.
I like it. Wait. That's not hibachi.
I know, because they cook it for you.
Right. I like
they cook it for you. They put on a show.
Yeah, I listen. Enough with the throwing the shrimp.
No. Never.
You see,
they do the sword tricks.
Yeah. And it's amazing. It's amazing when you go to hibachi. You have your order, and then they start dividing up the little meats or whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, that ain't enough. Hey, I said, hey, he got 3 shrimps. I only got 2.
They can always tell who I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
Look at that bum over there. He ain't gonna tip. Come on.
Yeah.
Give me an extra shrimp.
So I've always been a big fan. I like what's the Benihana.
Yep. Benihana, Saito.
But here's the problem. The thing that makes it is the sauce you put on it. And everybody don't have that good sauce. You know what I mean? Some of the restaurants have the good sauce, some don't. So there was a place I went to in Minnesota. It was unbelievable.
Tiersky says, you think Tobin makes wailing noises when they start tossing the shrimp? Absolutely. And I'm the whale. Like a big old humpback. Come on. Give me that shrimp.
Yeah.
Delicious. Headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
So the Dolphins take on the Tampa Bay Bucks tonight in their preseason finale. I like how it's called the preseason finale. It's like a show ending. Like,
hey, that's tonight? I thought it was tomorrow.
No, it's tonight.
Okay.
Not tonight. 7:30. Our coverage begins it begins now, but 3:30. 3:30 with Game Day Uncensored.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah. My cheeks are getting used to this chair today.
So question.
Yeah.
Do Hark and Crowder get a break?
90 minutes.
I don't know what they're doing. I'm not doing anything for 90 minutes.
90 minutes they will be on.
So they'll do a 90-minute show, and then myself and Solana will be ready to roll. The
only time we would get a break like that, we never got a break in the morning when we had that midday show, like 1 to 4.
Oh yeah, every once in a while.
Well, because remember we had baseball too.
When you and Eric were there, you had Marlins games, and then you and I would get an ACC game off every now and then.
We get an ACC game off every now and then. But yeah, that's right. And we're like 4 hours.
4 hours, dude.
Like, I get it. I understand it. You got to go deep into your bag of tricks because y'all got to go deep down the roster to figure out, who's playing, who's going to,
Yeah, it's an interesting thing with today. It's like, it kind of feels like with the jobs on the line, I guess it's more, it seems like cornerback is probably the most interesting one because it depends on how many they
running
keep.
back.
Yeah, but they cut Ahmed. It sounds like it's probably down to Chris Brooks or Jeff Wilson as the last guy.
And can I just tell you, here's the unfortunate part of football. If it's too close, save money.
Yeah.
But no, that's
young guy's gonna win. Undrafted young guy is gonna win out.
Right. If it's close. Now, here's what I think a lot of the coaches, the organization, and everybody's gonna look for. You have a lot of these young guys or these guys trying to make the team that have been doing well, right? And they want to see, was that the anomaly, or can we get some consistency or something close to that in the next game? And that'll determine who you keep or you don't keep. Sometimes it's unfair, but sometimes the guys that you don't hear from because you want to see other guys kind of hurts their chances because you haven't seen them play.
Yeah. And
so when you look at the wide receiver room, there's a lot of wide receivers that haven't really gotten any run, but they do other things. And now you're like, I got to make a decision on a guy that I've seen play back-to-back good games.
Right.
Where the other guy didn't really get the opportunity because I wanted to see him, and now I have to make a decision.
Yeah, Ezra Comm is the fascinating one, right? Like, because it's like we all see the talent, balls out in the preseason,
and he's a unicorn in this group.
Yes,
he's the only one over 6 feet.
Yep.
So like again, looks the part, different than everybody else, right? And has been playing well. Now you think of that, and you go, okay. We're not going to keep that many wide receivers. Who are we going to maybe get rid of? Right? Because you're going to, within the next few days, they're going to bring in another defensive lineman, another offensive lineman. That's just the way it goes.
Just for depth. Yeah, they'll poach somebody off a squad.
Right. Exactly.
Gotcha.
So you got to make these decisions, and the decisions, the harder decisions that have had to be made, or at cornerback, a DB, and running back. And wide receiver. So that's where, okay, special teams comes into play. What do you do other than this? How versatile are you? And so these are the decisions. And a lot of these things you need to see. So you might have a guy who's been playing well all camp, played 3 quarters.
And that's an interesting one too, because it's like, all right, well then who do they think they could expose to get poached and maybe keep on the practice squad too?
That's the other thing. Now, what if you know you're going to keep a guy, but you don't want to play him, and you just kind of hide him and then put him on the practice squad?
Right.
But you would have had to seen something in a game.
Which the DBs have been playing a lot.
If you've seen it, everybody else has seen it.
So yeah, that's coming your way tonight, 7:30. Marlins back in action tonight. They're taking on the Cubs for those who
Hibachi at the during the game.
Sorry. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to miss it. Max Meyer versus Kyle Hendricks tonight.
I thought it was tomorrow. I really did.
I thought you were talking about the Marlins. You're gonna miss that.
No, the I'm gonna
preseason.
miss the preseason, right?
You'll be all right. I think we'll be okay. You know, Florida State. They're in action tomorrow noon against Georgia Tech. It's in Dublin.
Yeah, that's funny.
It is weird.
No, with no ties to the Irish whatsoever.
Not that I'm aware of.
So they play Georgia Tech.
FSU is a 5.5-point favorite.
Now, question. We saw all the guys that skipped out, all the guys that got drafted, right?
Yep.
From last year. But people still think they're going to be pretty good.
Yep.
Are you worried that, maybe there'll be a formidable foe for the Canes, and the Canes will have to worry about Florida State?
I think
Clemson again.
No, I don't think. I don't think. By the way, it's the spread's 10. I don't know why I said 5.5. I apologize for that.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think that seems small. I got confused. Like I got dyslexic, and I put the over under, and I put a decimal. My bad. That's what happens when you write a rundown at 7:30. You're like, the Cafe Bustelo didn't kick in yet. But anyway, to your point, yeah, they got DJ Uwe Ungalele as their QB now.
Who has literally been playing college football long as we've been doing our show.
Yeah,
That's every quarterback in college football now.
so is Cam Ward.
Huh?
Though.
That's every quarterback in college football.
Isn't
now.
that crazy though?
Everybody-
You're either good enough to get out of there early or you just keep going until you can get out.
That
That's a good-
NIL money, baby?
Dude, I saw this story today. I don't know if it's true or not, but I guess it was in a book that it said Tua allegedly convinced his brother to turn down Auburn, who I think was offering $1 million for him to come be the QB. And the rumor was in the book that Tua told his brother, "We're an Alabama family." Wouldn't let him go to Auburn, even though his dad reportedly, according to this book, wanted him to. So hopefully when that signing bonus hit, he took care of him.
Wow. $1 million.
Yeah.
Whew. And he went to Maryland.
He ended up going to a state at Maryland.
Now
Stayed at
he did throw the ball all over the place now.
Yeah, he was the all-time conference leader. I mean, it's a pound the rock kind of conference, but still.
Right.
I just don't know if I don't know if I buy the story. It just seems very Tua like, but it's a funny story. We're an Alabama family.
You know I think it might have changed.
Hmm?
But the school that has the most touchdown passes in the NFL,
Hmm?
it's either Purdue or Michigan.
Yeah, because of Drew Brees, yeah.
But now I don't know if it changed with Tom Brady.
Mm.
You see what I mean? So
sure.
while you're saying what you're saying, a pound the ball conference, that doesn't quite add up to what you're actually saying.
Dude, nobody respects Purdue.
Hey, we used to play Iowa, and the tight end used to line up on the end of the line of scrimmage like a wide receiver. Like straight up.
Yeah.
Never got in the 3-point stance. And we were like, how can this work?
Oh man. All right. We'll take a quick break here on the show. Lots to get to. Back with more after this.
New York City. You are now rapping.
All right, welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. So, Leroy.
What's up?
Jimmy Butler's in the lab, dude. He is in the lab in China. He's in Shanghai in the lab.
Can I?
In the lab. Doing workouts that I've never seen before.
Now, question.
Yeah.
I'm going to just throw this out there.
Yeah.
Jimmy's problem.
Yep.
Or what the organization has had a problem with.
Yeah.
Is not his ability.
Yeah.
It's his availability.
Correct.
So when you say he's in the lab, nobody's ever questioned his skill set.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to be clear with that.
You want to see what he's doing? I've never seen this before.
I mean, if that's an ab workout.
Oh, I love it.
I've done that.
You've
That's
done that?
ab. That's
Oh.
core. That's core.
Wow.
Dude.
It's hardcore is what it is.
If you take a ball and lift it like that and I slap it, all of your guts just got to tighten up. Otherwise,
Wow.
it's just going to fall.
So you like
it's an ab
this?
workout. I mean, nobody questions the shape Jimmy's in.
Wow.
Nobody
Yeah.
questions whether he's going to be ready.
I'm
We
glad
don't
you told me that.
question
'Cause are you sure that's not practicing getting in the lane so nobody can knock the ball away?
No.
He's got to drive through contact.
Dude, most athletic acts or events or whatever start with your core.
What's wrong?
Strengthen your core, and you have a better chance of succeeding in sports. We've gotten away from that. Remember, it used to be all about lifting weights and getting strong or whatever. Everything starts with your core. So if you notice, and when you watch a lot of these workouts, they're all centered around strengthening your core. Everything else can function if your core is strong, especially in basketball.
We got some flamingo tennis grab balling. Oh, yeah.
You know what the
Hand
purpose
eye.
of that is? No, that, and guess what else?
Balance.
Balance. The core.
I think
You
this is
balance with your core. It's all the same thing, man.
I'm pretty sure it's an old Bruce Lee exercise.
Jimmy looks a bit yoked.
Nah, he's looked bigger than that. He's looked more ripped than that.
Maybe
What's
maybe
body
he's-
fat?
I would say he's got more body fat than he's had in the past.
maybe not so shredded. He keeps it a little more pudding for the season. Like Tua. Kept Tua more durable. Got to read bro science at some times.
Can I just say,
What?
you are amazed by some of the dumbest of things.
What do you mean, dude? I'm not amazed. I'm just what people want to know, is he working? I just wanted to let people know he's working in China. Getting after.
We've never had to worry about Jimmy and his work ethic. Same thing, except the guy probably gonna tell him twist a little more.
How old is he?
Twist
I
a
think
little more.
I think it's the same guy as last year, though. You think he learned some new tricks? Like, I hope he's not putting him through the same tricks as last year.
See how he puts it on his hip and then turns it up to the other side? That's all core stuff. All core. Core and balance. Core and balance.
Yeah. All exercises perfected in Rocky IV. Looks like chopping wood.
They're in China?
In the snow.
That's his own personal.
Yeah, that's like his conditioning guy.
Okay. All
I
right.
don't know his name.
Because I was getting ready to say, that's a big dude in China.
Oh no, yeah. He didn't
Okay.
he didn't just like grab the first Chinese personal trainer that he saw.
Right.
Be like, hey, what do you got?
What's that brand he's wearing?
That's his brand.
Okay.
That's his brand. I think it's Big Face. I think he's basically put Big Face Coffee on all of his clothes.
Okay.
Wait, isn't he and D Wade under the same brand?
Yeah.
Yes, they're both under Li Ning,
Yeah.
but they're like, but they get their own separate wings. Like Wade has his own line, and I believe Jimmy does too. But Jimmy also is now like putting Big Face Coffee on all of his clothes, which I don't really understand, because is it like, if I'm gonna go get an espresso, am I also like shopping at Lululemon? I'm not really sure.
Hey, I have an In-N-Out Burger shirt.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. Sometimes it's a good look for like a local tavern.
Gotta tell you. I got to tell you, In-N-Out Burger for $20, you can get your eat on.
Give Josh Hart -1 for sass.
It was the cheapest. It was the cheapest meal we had.
-1
Josh
for
Hart.
sass.
And Josh, that was my point exactly.
I
That
like
was my
it.
point.
Well, you
All
know,
right?
first of all, it was a fluke thing that kept him out of the playoffs. Stupid move. All right. But, you know, maybe he's tweaking some things.
Oh, he tweaks a lot of things.
I mean, not his body. I mean, maybe he's tweaking some offseason program things. I don't know.
Then, but you do realize that even before the injury, he was taking a lot of games off.
Yes, but most of them were
Okay,
first
okay.
halfers.
Oh,
I did a
again,
deep dive on this.
Did you? No, you didn't.
I did too.
Dude, look, I get it. You hope, or you think things are gonna be different. You hope things.
I'm
gonna
not-
be
I'm not
different. We all
hoping.
do, but don't sit here and lie and say
I did a deep dive. I swear to God, I did a deep dive.
Give me your numbers. Give me.
Well,
your
I don't
numbers.
have them on top of it, but I will tell you in my deep
See what
dive.
I'm saying?
I'm telling
Hey,
you in my deep dive.
Hey.
I will find. I swear to God, I did a deep dive. Now I gotta find my notes.
You
in
ain't
my
take,
deep
you ain't
dive.
take no notes, no nothing. Because you see,
swear.
can I just say this?
You got him.
Vlad,
You got him.
you know how we go at it.
Right.
This seemed like some information that you have locked and loaded.
I
He
did have it
always
locked
has
and loaded.
something.
I brought this up last year. I said, listen, this is a first half epidemic for Jimmy Butler. It's usually he misses the vast majority of his games
but
in the first half of the season. Last year, the problem was it was the first year where when he said it was that time,
it wasn't that time.
it wasn't that time.
Nah,
And then more
so-
injuries flared up.
So question, and I'm gonna just mention this because it wasn't that time. Is it okay to have questions?
Questions are fair. Questions
Okay,
are fair.
Okay, and is it okay not just to assume this gonna be back this year?
I think it's
No. You
it's
think.
fair. It's fair.
Is it okay? Okay,
it's fair.
So,
It's
so
fair.
all I'm saying is this: when I raise an eyebrow and I say, like, yeah,
Dade
like
South.
here, it's and I don't want to mention his name because everybody gonna say, oh, here we go again.
Mhm.
Okay, but do y'all remember what Peyton Manning looked like when he
Oh,
came back?
2015? 2015?
Yeah.
You mean? Oh
Yeah.
no, it was nasty
Don't
work,
do that.
bro.
It was nasty.
Oh,
And
yeah,
everybody assumed he was going to come back stronger than ever,
I understand.
even though they won the championship that year, right?
I understand.
So I have what old looks like after injury.
Ooh.
I'm not going to make an assumption that it's just going to be back. And so that's why I have questions about Aaron Rodgers, because we've seen what that looks like.
I completely understand. You could
Okay.
go. You could look just at this own franchise. You could look at my beloved Dragon, Goran Dragić.
Ooh.
You know, once he got to 34, it was good to see.
Right. So like, it's not that I don't want them to have success, but as they say in Catching Fire, the odds may not always be in your favor.
But maybe they will be. Maybe
Okay.
maybe he saw all these old guys balling in the Olympics and he goes, I could do that.
Maybe. Look, again, I'm not saying it can't happen, but what I'm saying is history says you probably shouldn't have as much confidence as you do. Not saying it won't happen, but we have more evidence of the old player beating
Date's house is speaking of deep dive.
Wait, now everybody is going. Everybody is going to lead you. Every comment is going to lead you.
I'm a little freaked out, actually. Did Dade South like hack into our rundown? Because in all honesty, it is time to talk about Blue Chew. It is true. The live read is coming up. He almost knows this too well. And look, yes, when you get a little bit, the age catches up with you, the oldometer. Listen, the old aren't like they used to be, all right? But not always just the old. Sometimes you just want to feel like your old self, and that's why even in the bedroom you need a little extra confidence, all right? A little extra jolt. And that's why you want to try Blue Chew. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in a chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. So the great thing, it's online. Like I said, no doctor's visits, no waiting in line at the pharmacy. You don't got to have those awkward conversations. You can just try it out for free. How are you going to do that, Tobin? Oh, I'm glad you asked, because all you got to do is use the promo code SHOWPONY. Use the promo code SHOWPONY at checkout, and you're getting your first month of Blue Chew for free. So what do you got to lose, baby? You want to prance around on them hooves? You go and put ShowPony in. You're going to get that first month of Blue Chew right to your doorstep in a discreet package. All you got to do is spend $5 on shipping. But you get a little looky-loo, get a little try for yourself, and I guarantee you won't want to turn back. Let's go to BlueChew.com. Use the promo code ShowPony. You get your first month free. BlueChew.com. BlueChew.com. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQM. I did do a deep dive. I swear. I can't find my notes, but I swear I did it last January. I did a deep dive.
Wait, let me just say this. Eat it and let's move
I
on.
swear to God, I have my notes somewhere. I will find my deep dive notes on Jimmy
Hey.
Butler's injury past.
Because, Vlad, you know us. You've participated in this show long enough. That does not sound like information he would just put on the back burner. He would hit me with that. He would hit me with that as soon as he found out.
I did hit you with
No,
it.
you
I
didn't.
know I have my deep dive somewhere.
Toby, I'm going to tell you why I know you have no deep dive. You would usually try to deflect so you can think of your deep dive, and you weren't even able to do that. You
I
weren't
can't
even
find it. I know I have notes on it, Vlad. That's what's infuriating about it is I did research.
Okay.
I had it on Jimmy Butler's pass. I was like, oh, interesting trend. Once you're before, once you get
Okay, but
to Valentine's Day, Jimmy Butler don't miss games.
Can I also say this? As you get older, you don't have those options to turn it on when you want to. Okay?
Maybe so, but I still did a deep dive. Regardless.
I got to tell you, hot garbage.
I'm
When
going to
you
find it.
see
Now I'm so mad because I'm going to find my deep
Don't be
dive.
mad.
I'll find it.
Don't be mad.
I'll save it. I know it's somewhere. It's got to be somewhere. Anyway, let's get to a training camp update, which is brought to us by Miami-Dade County Public Schools. Technical colleges, are you ready to level up your career game? MDCPS Technical Colleges have got you covered. Choose from tons of programs, learn from top-notch certified instructors, and get real-world experience. The best part, you can graduate debt-free in just 1 to 2 years. If you're ready to make the move, log on to careerinayear.com or call them up, 305-558-8000. MDCPS Technical Colleges, your best choice for a brighter future. Dolphins Bucks tonight, 7:30. Mike McDaniel, he had some thoughts when asked this week about Baker Mayfield, Leroy, and the Bucks QB, who, of course, was on your beloved Cleveland Browns, was best friends with Bernie Kosar, and then you guys shipped him off, rats off a ship for a guy who hasn't been good in 4 years.
Hey, I got shipped off too. It happens.
It happens. Here is
They wouldn't have shipped me off in Cleveland though. They
tough.
waited until we got to Baltimore.
Yeah. Well, no, they just shipped off the whole team.
Yeah, they did.
Here was Mike McDaniel earlier in the week on shaking Baker Mayfield.
I don't think I crossed paths necessarily with him in the process, but evaluated him thoroughly and was very, very impressed, specifically with the way that he was able to kind of create and define his own timing within his offense. Collegiately, you could tell that competitor with also that football, rhythm to him, that translates to the National Football League. So I was high on him coming out, and I think he's had a cool story where the really good quarterbacks in this league. Quarterbacks that have success, you have to be able to handle the highs and the lows. I think he's experienced both and came out a prime example of how to continue to progress your game. All the while people are talking that they love you or hate you, whatever you deal with, you just keep working on your craft. I think he is a galvanizer of teammates. I think he brings people together, and there's certainly a lot of energy when he makes a play from the whole team, so you can tell what he means to this team and why he's having success.
There you go, Mike McDaniel.
I forgot what the question was.
That was 90 seconds of nothing.
Baker Mayfield.
That was
Loves
90
him.
seconds of nothing.
I feel like it was positive. I feel he said galvanizer of teammates. That was of course, Tyler Hero. That's a big word for me, dog. But it is an interesting story. Like the guy is just, what was he on 4 teams before he got, already?
He was in
Yeah, this is
Cleveland,
14.
Carolina, the
LA.
Rams,
Yeah.
and Tampa.
And Tampa, 4 teams.
But won a playoff game last year. Won one in Cleveland. Got 2 playoff wins.
Yeah,
Yep.
more than 2.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that you concentrate on the person and not the talent, right? Just his overall demeanor and how he was. A lot of people focused in more on him than what was actually going on, right? He was really hurt in Cleveland, and he tried to play because it was a contract year. And for whatever reason, they go, "See, told you," without fully understanding what was going on, or maybe they just found a reason not to re-sign him. I don't know, And then he ended up going to different places and kind of spot playing. And now he's in a situation where he's been for a couple of years and is able to learn offense and maybe get back to what everybody loved about him in Cleveland.
You think he went up to Tua at all this week and he goes, well, Odell's doing that I'm not ready for training camp thing?
I was fortunate that I never really had to do that, right?
Skip training camp?
No, where I had to bounce around. I did it one time, and then I was with the Vikings, right? I didn't go to 2 other different teams and learn new offenses and stuff like that. So I know how hard that is.
Oh yeah. I mean, we've seen this, in the league right now, it's it's Goff. I guess a little bit of Geno Smith too. But this guy was like the biggest, it was almost annoying with how many commercials he had.
Yeah,
Toast to the town.
One has nothing to do with the other, but we made it that way. You know what I mean? It's funny because you can go from being loved to being hated, and it has nothing to do with you, right? It's like the only person that I can think of that nobody got tired of was Peyton Manning. I mean, they may have complained about him not being able to get over the hump, but everybody rooted for Peyton Manning all the way till the end.
They rooted for him, but he definitely took plenty of crap for losing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, but it had to do with what was happening on the field.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Tom Brady, we just got tired of. Right? And people don't realize all these Jordan lovers. Let me explain something to you. Jordan was the greatest. I'm not even questioning if you believe that or you think that. But at the end of his career, there were a lot of people rooting for Utah because they were just tired of Jordan.
Well, that happens to any.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that at some point, the way they talk about Jordan now was not the way people was talking about Jordan against Utah.
Leroy, they're talking about the Chiefs right now. And Mahomes like this right now.
Right. But they haven't got tired. You know what? Have you gotten tired of Patrick Mahomes yet?
Yeah, bro. They've gotten tired of him. They've gotten tired of him.
A little bit. Especially.
You don't count.
A little bit.
You don't
a little
count.
sick.
You know when? I'm going to tell you what really upped it more. When Taylor Swift got involved.
Oh, and they're like, oh, the rich just keep getting
I'll tell you what
richer.
annoyed me about them last year here's what annoyed me is that we had this because they were the razzle dazzle team when they first won, right? Like they had all the weapons, they had all the speed. And then last year, you're like, all right, little humble pie. Your receivers suck. You guys can't be flashy anymore. Tough.
And
they
still
still won.
Yeah,
And I'm like, what is this sorcery that this mother bleeping team was able to win? If he can win with these bums, a bunch of lobster claw in hand, wide receivers, who's stopping them? That's what annoyed me. It's not so much that I'm like, I understand his greatness. His greatness is so annoying right now. That's like nobody can compare to him.
That makes it even worse when he does it with anybody.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? That's what they said about Tom Brady, right? Didn't matter who the wide receivers were.
Tom Brady was always boring. The Patriots were boring. Like these guys were cool. And what do? First thing, what's the thing we've already seen in this damn preseason? Well, behind the pass back to Kelsey. Oh God.
So you see what I mean, Leroy?
I got you. But it's different. Yeah. I mean,
happened with Golden State.
But one is it's just jealousy.
Of course.
I think that's what it is with
very big.
It wasn't like that with somebody else. like
No,
other
but they're
players. We
good.
just look. We can't say nothing negative about Patrick Mahomes, so we just gonna be jealous.
Bro, when they're good and they're the best and they're winning, you're just it's natural. We like you when you come up.
When you start,
When
like
you-
when he won the first two, you were like, yeah.
You
Okay.
like it.
Then when he got this last one, you like, come
Now
on.
you get-
you're not
Do you
supposed
know
to
how
do
ridiculous it is to make a trade with a team? You got a receiver who put up broke the franchise record the first year, then did it again, and maybe would have hit 2K if he didn't get hurt. And it still feels like they got the better end of it, even though they didn't, because they just won the Super Bowl. That's
Well, they-
infuriating. Like Tyreek Hill has to be sitting here being like, "You kidding me? Like what?
So
Two
when
best years of my career."
So when they kind of did win the deal. They
I
won.
understand they won the deal, but it's ridiculous to think they won the deal when he's been this good.
Well, they got players from that deal to help them win those 2 Super Bowls.
I know, but that's what's infuriating about it, Vlad. It's like, wait a
So,
minute. So you're
while
telling
we
me
looking at while we talking about the players, should we give more credit to the coach?
who?
the general manager.
Andy
Or
Reid.
the general manager, Andy Reid. Hey, listen,
Brett
Andy Reid has
I can never hate him.
quietly, Andy Reid has quietly and humbly had himself a Hall of Fame career. And when he left Philly, the way they trashed him in Philly, right? It like all the guy does is win.
I can't
Yeah.
hate him.
You
You know,
can't-
in fact,
you
I got
can't-
mad
you
at
can't-
Kelsey for yelling at him.
Wait,
All right,
is
let's relax here. Let's
Huh?
relax. Let's-
Why?
you can hate Andy Reid?
I mean, there's a lot of things with Andy that we're all forgetting that happened in Philadelphia and stuff like that.
Oh,
Just
so we're
because-
gonna talk about McNabb.
I mean, look, you trade within the division, you know, just a lot of stuff.
He
A
wasn't
lot
doing
of time,
that.
huh?
He wasn't
Yeah, he
doing that.
was. He
He
traded
wasn't.
McNabb to the
No,
Red.
he didn't have the power to do that. He wasn't the GM.
Listen, he has to find, but Andy has a big say. All I'm saying is this with Andy Reid. Things have changed once 15 got there. Because when 15 was there, we weren't talking about Andy Reid.
Before 15 was there, they were 13-3, dude.
But they weren't winning Super Bowls. They were getting knocked out in the divisional round.
Okay, but still,
So once 15 got there,
listen, if Mike McDaniel goes 13-4 the next 3 years, but they don't win a championship, I like where we are. Okay, because you got to get there, and once you get there, you'll figure it out. If you keep getting there, your chances get better.
I get that, Leroy. But if he's going 13-4 and he's still not winning, we're gonna start looking at him. Well, can he take that next step? That's the thing about Andy Reid. Andy Reid, we weren't talking about top 5 coaches. After the last 6 years with Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid is a top 5 head coach of all time now.
Yeah, but do you realize he has a realistic chance of getting all-time wins?
I would too if I have number 15 for the last 6 years. And
he only had him for what, 5 years?
I mean, he's
6
not
years.
he's not he's not like quite like Phil Jackson, who's run into like who got Michael Jordan and Kobe and Shaq. It's not like that level. Because I mean, he still had a quarterback wide receiver duo who wanted to punch each other in the face.
Yeah,
A lot of ego managing they had to do.
And there was a lot of NFC.
Keep in mind, he had Alex Smith, who had 2 good years before
Oh,
he got
no,
hurt.
he'll get a team good. The team will become good, win division titles. But when it comes to playoff, you need that quarterback. And for some reason, he didn't have the quarterback until he got 15.
Okay, so you blaming Andy Reid or you blaming the quarterback?
I'm gonna blame Andy Reid.
But you just said he couldn't win until he get the quarterback.
Well, how many? But you were getting to the conference championships. You went to the conference championship like 4 years in a row in the NFC,
Right.
and only made it to 1 Super Bowl.
One Super Bowl,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Now-
you were winning a lot of games in Kansas City.
So
Alex Smith,
hey,
you were losing to
Hey.
Andrew Luck in a wild card game.
so question.
Yeah, but again,
Can I
like,
make this same argument with Aaron Rodgers, who is the quarterback that has had awesome seasons but couldn't get over the hump, got over the hump one time?
He's got ring protection.
All you need to win is one.
Yes, that's ring protection. But you
That's
get a
because
ring.
can I say this, Vlad? I'm gonna say this, and I mean this with all my being. That's because he's a damn jet. That's
No,
the
it's
only
not.
reason why you say that.
No, I always say, if you know,
because when
the
Peyton Manning won his first championship,
the listeners will always-
everybody was complaining about all he had was one.
The
Yes.
listeners will always say you want you listen. They can't tell you nothing if you win one.
Mike McCarthy didn't get ring protection.
Head coaches don't get ring protection.
All right, we'll take a break. Back with more after this.
Hi, this is Dan Day. The Dolphins. It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tagovailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback. Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
To the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Let's get the headlines. Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We Know Trucks.
We are streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. The channel, Miami 560 WQAM. Vlad in for Frog Boy today. It's a Vice Shirt Friday. Leroy Horde got his pineapples on. We got, speaking of delicious, we have preseason action tonight. Dolphins, Bucks. Do you think Tua plays, Leroy?
No. Unlike a lot of other situations, we've seen him with his timing, his mobility, his getting rid of the ball. We've seen all the things we need to see to know that he's ready.
I saw enough.
Right.
I saw enough, and I
would now. It sucks that Tyreek and Waddle aren't going to get me a few plays.
Do they need plays? Do they really?
Huh?
They don't need plays.
They don't need plays.
Everybody says that. Listen. I get what you think. Okay? But there's a difference in running full speed in practice and running full speed in the game. And I don't want to hear it if somebody pulls a hammy or a quad or something like that because they went too hard because they hadn't played in any games up until the regular season. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
They've already got injuries.
Huh?
Tyreek already had a thumb thing, and then Waddle didn't even say what he had, but he was out for like 2 weeks.
Okay.
And Odell, you haven't seen Odell at all.
Okay. All right.
Who knows if we will.
All right. There's just certain things here. I don't care who you are, how long you've played. There's certain things that you need to go through during camp in the preseason. For people who think that that's not accurate are damn fools. You just have to go through stuff. That's the whole point of it.
What did you see? It kind of sounded like Saleh was taking a shot at Mike McDaniel yesterday, you know?
Why?
Well, because Aaron Rodgers came out and he's like, this is the toughest camp I've had in 8 years. And then Robert Saleh was like, yeah, we're not having one of them country club training camps. And they're friends. And it kind of felt like a little dig at his boy.
That's fine, because guess what? If this Aaron Rodgers thing goes south early,
everybody's gone.
Robert Saleh is going to be looking for a job quickly.
He's going to be at the country club.
Right. So
his body would be in the streets.
You didn't think that was a little dig, Vlad? You didn't think that was a little shoddy shot at his boy McDaniel?
There's teams that are doing even less than Mike McDaniel.
I think it was shot at him, at himself and what happened last year with the Jets.
So he
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, because I'm sorry.
Do we consider Andy Reid one of the best?
Yeah, top 5, dead or alive.
Okay. And you see what he does. So football and sports is cyclical. You see a guy that's won 3 of the last, 4? Super Bowls.
5.
And how he prepares his team for the season. Usually the way that works is people say, okay, I need to have my guys ready at the start of the season instead of going the direct opposite. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm just saying that's the way football works.
Well, a lot of people are saying, I think what the thought process is, the Jets have this must-win week 1 against the 49ers.
No, we don't have a must win.
It's a must win. It's a must win. Like it really sets the tone of everything.
Vlad, you first of all, you in New York. If those guys go out and play a bad game on week 1,
it's going to be a bad game. Exactly. And there's 16 more after that. Relax. This is the same guy. This is the same guy that's trying to make week 2 into a statement game between the Bills and the Dolphins.
I don't let him do that either.
It is a statement game. No, you cannot let me. You can't not let me. It is a statement game.
I'm not trying to hear that.
I'm telling you right now, and I will stay true to this, Vlad. If the Dolphins lose week 2 against the Buffalo Bills, I will not believe in them again until Thanksgiving, unless they beat the Packers on the road.
But there's other games that they will be playing.
Not like that. Prime time against your division.
Here, let me say this. Here's the only reason why I fight back against what you are saying. Because you just assume that the same teams are going to be good that were good last year. And the history of football has proven that there's 4 or 5 teams that made the playoffs last year that won't make them this year. So for you to just go into it and say, this team's going to be good, this team's going to be good, this team's going to be good, like it's unrealistic. It's not factual.
No.
I have facts. 4 or 5 teams every year who made the playoffs before aren't going to make the playoffs this year. That's a fact. So stop treating all the teams that made the playoffs like playoff teams the next year.
You're not treating them like any playoff team. Okay, this is why you're being dismissive.
Who says Buffalo's going to be good?
Doesn't matter. They've won the division 5 straight years.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Who says Green Bay's going to be good?
When you want to
Green Bay's going to be good in November.
Come on, dude.
No. Then what's the point in playing the games? I
just picked a random game. Make it the Texans game. Make it the Browns game. I don't care. The point is week 2 is a statement game.
No, it's not.
I will not be talked off this unless Josh Allen is not showing up to that game.
Really?
Week 2 is a statement game. There is no debate about this. And if they lose it, there will be no belief until December.
Here's why it's not a statement game. And me and you going to fight over this. We are going to fight over this. Because if they win the first 4 games, including Buffalo, your ass is going to say, well, wait till Thanksgiving.
No.
Which means, wait a minute. So you're never going to say that. Because if you do, then that would mean, with your own words, that game 2 wasn't really a statement game.
No, if game 2...
You're never going to say that.
If they're 4-0, they've made their statement.
No. Everybody in football is going to say, but what about last year?
I think it's a fair thing to say.
No,
I won't say that.
Because you won't say that?
Nationally, it's a fair thing to say. The Dolphins embarrassed themselves at the end of last year. No. I will not let you say this, okay? The Miami Dolphins, all right, embarrassed themselves at the end of last year. They pooped the bed. Yes, but especially last year. I'm giving them the year before because Tua got concussed on Christmas. I'll give it to him. Mulligan. But last year...
You had more injuries.
Not Tua.
No,
you had Tua.
But you had everybody else.
Oh, dude, you had Tua, okay?
You lost 3 games with Tua.
And you took a big steaming turd on your field on Monday Night Football and blew it, and were forced to go to the tundra with old men. Let me finish. I'll let you speak. I'll let you speak. I promise. I'm a cordial man. You embarrassed yourself. Ergo, you're going to have to deal with that all year, and that is fair. They made that bed, and they will have to deal with that doubt. But for old Tobes, no doubt, as long as you make that statement week 2.
Okay.
The test will still be there.
Now, can I just say this? Here's what is the reality of what everybody refuses to admit. Okay? Where do you rank the Dolphins as far as the NFL?
Me?
Yeah.
Number 2.
What
do you mean? Oh, because I didn't answer it the way you wanted to answer?
No, behind who?
2. Oh, the Chiefs.
Behind who?
The Chiefs.
Behind Chiefs.
Got to respect the champs.
Let me ask you a question. Is it a fair analysis that if they lose to this team, this team, this team, this team, and this team, that maybe they're the sixth best team because they can't beat any of the teams above that.
It's possible.
Okay. So while we sitting here, don't Vlad. While we sitting here saying that the Dolphins, for whatever reason, should have beaten these teams, can I answer it? Well, maybe they weren't better than those teams.
Maybe they weren't.
Okay, so then how is that an epic failure? If they weren't better than those teams.
Were you arguing last year with them in that Monday Night Football game? And then no. Just please stop playing semantic samurai. Be a man here and answer the question. Was it an epic failure to lose on Monday Night Football the way they did or not?
Oh, to Tennessee? Oh, yeah.
Then what are we talking about, dude? You ended up going to the Tundra as the 7th seed instead of being in your own building. It's to argue anything otherwise, we could talk about the idea that they took every defensive lineman off the street for application. They had that game in hand, and they still would have at least been in their own building, where they've been tremendous under Mike McDaniel.
So they blew one game.
They blew the game they couldn't.
Right.
Wait a minute. You also blew the game against Buffalo special teams.
Yeah. Yeah. They kicked it around a bit.
Right. So you didn't play very well 2 of your last.
Yeah, but like here. And people want their team to play the best at the most important times. I get that. Right? But sometimes those duds come at the wrong time. It doesn't necessarily mean you suck. And to say, like, we played perfect in all these, and like, look, I just think they'll be better this year because everybody in that building, when they get in that situation again, will know how to handle it. Instead of just saying, we're going to be us. We're going to do what we do. Right? They're going to tweak that a little bit. I'm from the offense to the defense to, hey, we're going to tweak how we handle these situations in these meaningful games.
Yeah, they better.
See, this is why I don't understand what you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Leroy. Let me tag in here.
Hot tag.
You say Buffalo. You say Miami's the second best team, though they've lost to Buffalo the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
But you have them as the second best team
in
the league.
Mm-hmm.
Make that make sense to me.
Interesting. Oh, okay. I'm glad you asked that, Vlad. You ever hear of a thing called college preseason rankings? Listen, we all have our thoughts, but you got to show me. All right. If you go and yak it up against the SEC in your statement games, non-conference, then you're just a pretender. So we got to see it. We got to see it. And anybody who says otherwise, and let me just say, any Dolph fan that argues otherwise, that they don't have to get the Buffalo monkey off their back, is delusional.
But they don't have to. But Toby, they don't have to win week 2 to get that monkey off their back.
Listen, they're not eliminated from the playoffs. But what did I say? I said I'm not going to buy them until December. They're going to have to do it then. If they want to show me their series, show me off the bat.
Game of the season, a statement game. This is the whole argument we have.
Well, I didn't say must win. I said statement.
I said statement.
Why is it a statement game?
Week two does not determine your season in one little bit.
You guys don't know what statement games are then. I don't even
what are you telling me?
A statement game is exactly what it is. It's making a statement with the result.
Okay, but it has nothing to do with the future of your season.
Of course it does.
How it does?
First of all,
they were 8-3 last year.
First of all, divisional game, they count as 2. They didn't play Buffalo in the first half of last year. They lost both games.
Let me ask him this. Tobin, 2 years ago, Dolphins played the Ravens in Baltimore. Was that a statement game?
Oh, it was one of the biggest statement games they've had.
Okay, what statement did they do? Because I remember them going 9-8 to finish the season.
Okay, but again, you're not being a grown up because Tua's head was spaghetti. So,
but Tua had lost 3 games before that. The 3 games on the road. You lost to San Francisco. You lost to the Chargers on Sunday night.
Fair point.
And you lost to Buffalo on the Saturday NFL Network game.
That was a good game.
You were losing already prior to it.
The only embarrassing one out of that, though, the only embarrassing one was the Chargers game. The Chargers game was an awful performance. You lose to Buffalo in the snow on the road. There's no shame in that game.
And by the way, you
lose to San Francisco. You lose to San Francisco on the road. That's acceptable. But
wait a minute. Not when they lost their quarterback. That you started the Brock Purdy craze.
What?
Yes, Brock Purdy. That's when the Brock.
I
Purdy
understand
trade
the start of the
began.
Brock Purdy case, but like, what is that? That's their statement, not our statement.
So how is that a statement game in week 2? And then you guys, and then
Because
so
Vlad, they have spanked you for half a decade. They have. Them's the facts.
okay.
You've gotten them to freak out one time. You're gonna start off this season and you're gonna lose to them? You're gonna tell me that's not gonna creep anybody's doubt at all. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put this in a box. I'm gonna put this take in a box. I'm not gonna bring it up again until week 2. And then I'm gonna see how everybody reacts. Not you, but I'm gonna see how the Dolphin fan reacts. And you tell me if they're rational if they lose. But of course it's a statement game. It's not a must win. If you guys were grown-ups, I would explain the difference between you.
Wait. Why do you always say the other person got to be a grown-up if we agree with you?
It's like I'm arguing with two Peter Pans. No, you guys are two Peter Pans. And you guys aren't grown-up. And I'm telling you right now. No.
Make it around like a show pony.
I'm going to tell you guys right now. One day, I'll get you guys up to speed on the difference between a must-win and a statement game. Because there's a difference. But if you don't think it's a statement game, I can't help you. I can't.
Second week of the season. There's no damn statement games on the second week of the season.
Wait,
you got a must-win week 1.
Hey, wait.
I don't have a must-win week 1.
The Jets have a must-win?
Oh, yeah.
Not week 1.
Week 1?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Please.
Goodness.
This guy. So does Baltimore have a must-win in week 1?
Nah, they were 13-3 last year. They're not going to show anything.
But don't they have to beat Kansas City? Doesn't Kansas City got mind control over them?
They're too proven, both of them.
Wait. Valid point. The whole problem with Baltimore is they can't get past Kansas City.
Doesn't matter to the regular season. It doesn't matter to the postseason. It doesn't matter. You're talking about two credential teams. They need until Baltimore does it in a postseason game. It doesn't matter. Like, I would laugh if I was Kansas City at them. It would be like saying if the Dolphins had to beat Kansas City, be like, whatever. Come on, it's Kansas City. But the divisional games against the divisional champ, absolutely. Try and catch up, guys. It's like
my whole life and never been as confused as I am right now with your idiot takes.
I feel like I'm on a hamster wheel with you two. Like, it's like I keep going around and around. I think I've explained it clearly.
No, first of all, they don't make them that size. It's like the hamster wheel will be like, "Hey, Jenny Craig, big fella." It would just be one. We'd be one arming it because the other arm got a snack in it.
It's gonna move like the Price is Right wheel.
He got a churro in one hand and he's like doing it. Come on, dude. It's too early in the season for that.
We'll take a break. Back after this.
This hour of Tobin and
Welcome back, Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 here on the program. We're streaming live, YouTube and Twitch. We'll tickle Leroy's fancy coming on up. The chat's on fire. A lot of people agree with me. You know, it's
No,
one of
they
those.
don't.
Yeah, a
No,
lot of
they
people.
don't.
A lot
No,
of
they
people agree with me.
don't.
No, a lot of people agree with me.
No, they don't.
No, I mean, I saw plenty of people. Even Schmeathan agree with me. And if Schmeathan's agreeing with me, then you then you know you nailed it. That's just how it is. It's okay though. Look, we don't have to keep quibbling over this. We don't have to keep quibbling over this. I'll only use last year as, you know, the proving point for this, because last year, what happened to the Miami Dolphins? All right. Last season, started off 3-0, put a 70 burger on Denver. And what happened week 4?
Denver was terrible.
Leroy.
But
Then
like,
what happened week 4?
I don't know what happened.
They went to Buffalo and they got shellacked.
Okay.
And that was the statement game. And then what happened? Turned out the statement game proved to be true. So that's why I'm saying, if you could say there's no statement games early in the season, but there are.
All right. I got you. Why? I mean, what's the point in paying 17 games?
That's what I'm exactly. If
Not all games are created equal.
Because and somebody pointed this out. I don't want to just take it away from them.
Okay.
That some would say the Jets and the Bills have more of a statement than the Dolphins.
Season.
They think they have more of a statement season than the Dolphins do?
Yeah, we do. The Jets have a statement season.
Why? Because Aaron Rodgers is old?
No, because everybody here's why. Because everybody said what they were going to be last year with Aaron Rodgers. Well, Aaron Rodgers is playing now, so you better be that.
Okay.
And everybody, and jobs are on the line. Buffalo, jobs are on the line. Miami, everybody's good.
That's what you think. I don't know. I think
Daniel's not getting fired.
Did you not? I'm sorry, but did you not just hear the owner was on the preseason broadcast and saying they're Super Bowl contenders?
Yes.
That dude wrote some big ass checks this offseason.
Hey, wait a minute. Being a Super Bowl contender, what do you think that means? That's basically he's saying we can compete. I feel we can compete with any team and we'll be in the hunt at the end of the year.
Leroy,
that's not saying we're going to win the damn Super Bowl.
Right.
Why are you taking it as that?
He's saying this season he looks at them as contenders. These other teams that I'm mentioning, well, the Jets, I mean, Salah's been there for this is going to be year number 4. So, 4 years and a 5-year deal. If you haven't done anything, you're going to get let go. Sean McDermott's been there for like ever in Buffalo.
And they've gotten him every weapon he could think of, and still.
And
not anymore.
The farthest they've ever gone to was the AFC Championship game. They've been favorites for the Super Bowl 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't gotten there.
It's at least getting close, though, Vlad. Like the Dolphins, if Mike McDaniel doesn't get the Dolphins their first playoff win, you don't think Stephen Ross is going to be like, okay, can this dude do it? Can the weirdo do it?
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Here's why you can't get rid of Mike McDaniel. Because he and Tua are tied that if you bring somebody else in with the guaranteed money you got to get Tua and it doesn't work, you have set your team back. That's why.
If the Dolphins flop this season, dude, I don't think Stephen Ross is going to be thinking about that.
All right. Like, I don't, but saying you're a contender, because I can name 10 teams that think they're
we already
contenders.
did this. I'm not, forget that.
But being a contender is like what? That's not saying anything.
Leroy, I'm not asking that. I'm saying you don't think Stephen Ross you guys can say whatever you want narrative-wise, Jets, Bills, you think have more pressure. The guy was in the booth. We haven't heard from him very much. And he put it on the line saying what he expects with the team healthy.
If his team
goes out, dude,
that's not saying what he expects.
Okay, Leroy, and if he gets bounced, if he doesn't make the playoffs, or if his team gets bounced, how do you think he's going to react to that?
I think he's going to be pissed off.
Okay, so like, what is the argument? I don't even understand.
No, the argument is him saying we feel that we're Super Bowl contenders. You're saying he put some kind of pressure on, like, you need to do X or this. He just said he thinks his team's really good. That's it. Okay. He didn't give him any expectations. I expect to be here or I expect to do that. Now, I'm not saying he
You don't-
doesn't think that,
you don't
but
speak
that's
ri-
not what he said.
You don't speak rich guy.
Okay.
Like,
See, so
what?
I love the way you can take here. I take words, I take exactly what he said, and I take that. You take it and mean what you want it to mean.
I know what it means.
What does it mean?
It
No,
means
tell
if
me.
they
No, tell me what it means. What do the Dolphins need to do according to what Ross said?
at least win a playoff game. At least. To keep your jobs.
And so that's what contender means to you. That's
That's what that means when he says that. Yes.
Okay.
Because if his expectations are Super Bowl and they don't make the playoffs and his
Right.
expectations were Super Bowl,
Now,
you don't think that's going to lose?
now-
No one's going to lose their job over that?
now I have a question.
Mhm.
And here's why I like to let things play out. Say if they 14-3 and 15-2 and have the number 1 seed
Mhm.
and win a playoff game and then lose in the division round, you're going to feel just as upset if they
Well, they
lost.
wouldn't win. If they were the number 1 seed, they're going to buy.
They get a bye. Okay,
Yeah.
and say they lose the
And they
divisional
could
round.
lose in the divisional round. He's right.
I don't,
Well,
think, that's
why-
gonna,
the wild
I don't think he's going to be too pleased about that. No.
Right. But what my point is that you, before you have these lofty expectations, first you got to see where you are. Okay. You don't know where this team is right now.
Which is why week 2 is a statement game. Like that's see, you're kind of see, like you and I, we're seeing eye to eye here.
No, if they
We're
win the
seeing eye
first,
to-
wait, if they win the first 2 games, what does that mean?
Wait, leave her.
As far as the
Why
First
is
of all-
it why
Oh,
is it
okay.
week 1 not a statement game?
It's Jacksonville. Nobody takes them seriously. Come on, dude. But I will say it's a Tua statement game because it's him versus Trevor Lawrence.
Oh my goodness, dude, you
Just for him though.
you pull more angles than athletes. You know how athletes try to pull up angles to motivate themselves, like Jordan does. You pull up more angles than them, and then you like,
I don't disagree.
You're the obtuse of angles, bro. You're the obtuse.
Excuse me?
yeah,
Yes.
I am. Listen, I am a lot of things. Obtuse is not one of them. Trust me.
You're the obtuse of angles. It's just you're saying it's not a statement game, but it's a statement game for Tua.
Yes.
And the most important player on the football team is the quarterback.
Yeah, but not for everybody.
So, can I ask you a question?
Mhm.
While we sitting here doing all of these things, why are we acting like there's not a lot of guys returning from injury? You know, does that play a role in this?
Like with the Bradley Chubb.
Bradley Chubb, with Jalen Phillips, with Tua. I mean, not with Tua, with Tyreek, with
Dude, Tyreek has a
Teron
wrist. Come on.
Armstead,
Come on.
with Jalen Waddle. I'm just saying you're making
Teron
assumptions.
Armstead's not returning from injury. He's old. He's not returning from injury.
You're making assumptions that these guys going to pick up where they left off. Don't you?
I'm
need
not
to see
making
it?
assumptions, but you're running up the score on obstacles that they don't have. Like if you
Why
want to put the
not?
pass
I haven't
rusher,
seen him. Why not?
Teron Armstead's healthy. He's just not practicing, or
Okay.
he's barely practicing. He's not
Okay.
hurt.
I'll
He's
give
old.
you that. I'll give you that.
All right. Jalen Waddle says he's fine. He said it yesterday. He says I'm good. They were extra cautious because it's the preseason.
Okay.
Mike McDaniel says if Tyreek Hill, if it was a regular season, of course he'd play.
Yeah, you can play.
Okay.
That I agree. That
So
I agree.
don't like. I'll
Put
hear
him
you
on the
out.
other side of the ball.
Yeah, not having your pass rushers, that's something. But Jalen Phillips beat science. He's going to be there.
So you think he's going to play week 1?
I don't know. I
You're
hope so.
wrong, but
I think you should start him week 2 just because of the 4-day turnaround. Personally,
no. If anything, he'll start game 3, and that's a stretch because they have that long period of time.
I don't think it's a stretch, Leroy. I think he's back, dude. I don't know. Like,
Listen, I can't emphasize this.
I'm not
enough.
even doing a bit, by the way. Like, I'm serious.
Wait,
Like,
I can't emphasize this enough. There's a big difference in running drills and practicing than going in and playing in a game. You ask your body to take it to another level, okay? And if you are injured, your body may not respond. So a lot of times with these injuries, they err on the side of caution. The other thing with Jalen Phillips is guess what? It's almost time to pay him. You better make damn sure he's healthy. Otherwise, you got to make a decision on an injured player.
yeah,
So
but they've already.
that's more reason
But they've
why
already
to
picked
be-
up his option.
that
They have a cushion year on it. So, like, it's not like he's going to walk next year.
nobody usually plays in that year.
Christian
They
Wilkins
want
did.
their money, huh?
Christian Wilkins did.
And where is he?
He's in Las Vegas, but he played on
Okay.
the year. Like, you're going to
Okay.
act like he's going to walk next year, and he's not.
Oh, okay. All right. This is just all. This is reality. This is not.
No, I'm just
what
giving
you
you the
hope.
facts of his contract. That's all.
No, I understand that, but nobody plays. They pick up the option because they have to at a certain period of time before the 4th year.
I would argue
Okay.
a guy coming off an Achilles tear, like picking up the option was kind of like a solid on him, is it not?
No,
Like to pay a guy $20 million, you don't know how he's coming back from a
No.
devastating injury?
no, only puts you in a bind. Like if you only got to pay him like what, 15 million, and then he ends up playing well, which you expect if he
Mhm.
comes back, and then that becomes 20+ million because you didn't pick up that option.
We'll take a break. We'll tickle Leroy's fancy next.
Oh, you fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh?
Ah! It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to Tickle Leroy. Whoa. Too real there. Fancy.
That's all that line got you choked up.
I'm not lying, dude. I'm not lying. I'm not lying.
All that fibbing.
I'm not lying. I did do a Jimmy Butler deep dive. That's one. And two, you guys are crazy. Week 2 statement game. Anyway, Leroy.
What's up?
Tonight. Though you'll be getting Korean barbecue, should you have not gotten Korean barbecue, or if Korean barbecue has a TV on the wall, Dolphins, Bucks. Oh, ha ha ha. Tickle your fancy?
Look, this is what I'm gonna be doing. Hold on, let me finger, fourth thumb, there we go. Right? Sizzle the meat.
Now, can I ask you something? As head meat cooker of your family, do you feel the need to control all Korean barbecue cooking? Or...
No.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
No. Hey, listen. I have a rule, right? If I take my family somewhere and I pay for the food, and me and Fonz got into this a long time ago when he was a youngling, because he liked crab, right? He used to get me to crack the crab. So my food's sitting here. I'm cracking his crab and he dipping it in the butter and eating. I can't eat my food. So I said, you know what? No more crab till you can crack your own damn crab. And so I'm a fan. If I'm paying for your food, don't ask me to do nothing.
All right. So anyway, preseason game number 3, Leroy.
I didn't have Leroy as a chopstick guy. Let me tell you something. I try, right? But then it gets to the point where it's just bring me a fork.
It's the only reason he got his thumb fixed.
Nah, that's this one. I can't go left.
We already learned this week what the left one is for.
Nah, it's the right one. If I have surgery on the right one, we got problems.
Does the game tickle your fancy tonight?
Yeah, it does. Because
My
I want to
fancy
see.
is tickled.
There's a lot of things you should be able to tell by tonight's game based on who plays and who doesn't play. If somebody that was on the fence doesn't play, that could be an indication of, well, are we keeping him? Or we're definitely keeping him? Or we want to see what this other guy could do so we can get rid of him. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And there's going to be a few decisions that are made based on what the young guys do tonight. And so I'm interested to see, because they have been, as Akama has stepped up. There's been some young guys that have stepped up that kind of raised some eyebrows like, okay, we got to give him another look. Let's see if he can do it a couple of weeks in a row. And if he can, we might have us a gem.
Don't forget the squirrel man, Storm Duck.
Storm Duck? Yeah.
Love that guy. Gotta appreciate the little things. Leroy, also tonight, Marlins Cubs?
No. I'm done. In fact, we are so close to football, right? That they got me to where I wanted to be, where I don't have to give a damn about baseball.
I tried watching this week. Like, I actually tuned into my Bally app for every Diamondbacks game, and I must have been a Marlins mush because like every time I tuned in, out of the ball.
So as soon as you got on
I was just like, oh, okay, this must be a sign. Leroy tonight, Jags Falcons. Take your fancy.
No,
Mac Jones. We'll see little Mac Jones.
I'm not gonna be watching.
Not tickle.
You got me to watch one.
Mm.
I'm not tuning into 2 playoff games. 2 preseason games.
What about tomorrow? A lot on the line. Who is going to take this Steelers quarterback job? They have been both pretty bad so far. Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. Does Steelers Lions tickle your fancy?
Nice try. I told you the only preseason game I'm gonna watch this weekend. And
Nothing else?
You're gonna mention why in a couple of minutes.
What about 10 o'clock? It's a little late on a Saturday. Maybe you can't sleep. Your Cleveland Browns traveling to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Tickle your fancy?
No.
Really?
Although I did get the question on Jet Up today. What receiver has the most what's the active receiver that has the most 200-yard games?
I'm assuming because you said
Tyreek.
Cleveland, it's got to be Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
It's not Tyreek.
That's a good one. I don't think the cash would know that. I wouldn't know that if you didn't ask me, if you didn't tell me.
They got it right.
If I didn't mention the
They got it right, and he did it with 4 different teams, with 3 different teams. I want to know 4.
Well, you know, I'm sure Jerry Jones, look, watch another receiver go by the wayside. I'm sure it's going to go good for him.
Yep.
Leroy, tomorrow afternoon. At high noon in Dublin, Ireland, the Florida State Seminoles take on the Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech. Is Conor McGregor going to be there? Florida State, Georgia Tech in Dublin, high noon. Tickle your fancy?
Yep. This is what is it? Week 0.
Week 0. Yep.
I'm in.
What about 4 o'clock? Montana State takes on New Mexico.
No, too much.
What about 8 o'clock on CBS Sports Network? SMU takes on Nevada.
No.
Fair.
Because
Okay.
those are the, you know what those are?
Hmm?
Those are early scheduled games to get them ready for Tuesday night football.
That's for the gambling.
They get them ready for the Tuesday night football. You play one game on Saturday. We give you that week 1. Then the rest of your conference play on Tuesday and Wednesday.
I call this one the RTD special, Leroy. Midnight. Delaware State visits Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
Tickle your fancy?
Oh my goodness. And their most famed players still playing.
Tickle your fancy?
No.
You played at Hawaii once, right?
Yeah.
It was cool?
My freshman year.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. And when they come onto the field, as nobody anticipated, doom, 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 dun 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 dun. Like they played it. I'm like, wait a minute. Is that the Hawaii 5-0 theme song? That's what they came onto the field to.
Nobody shouted "Our Tua"?
No. Tua wasn't even born.
Tomorrow night, Leroy, UFC Fight Night. The Killer Gorilla, Jared Cannonier, takes on Kai Barrio. Take your fancy?
No, I don't know, but my nephew's coming over. He's into it, so we might order.
It's a free one tomorrow.
Is
It's
it
on
free?
ESPN.
Okay.
It's on ESPN. Throw it on there. No charge.
Yeah, you don't have to order.
Don't have to order. Not the greatest card in the world, but not the worst.
Okay.
Tapped out, by the way, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, everybody.
All right.
Get you ready for all the action. That is Tickled My Fancy. Take a break. More shenanigans on the other side. Back after this.
Hi, this is
Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2. Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover law firm? Your accidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Why, certainly.
Oh.
All right. It's partly cloudy, a little bit breezy. So I'm going to say breezes of 15 to 20 miles an hour. Breeze is coming out of the southeast. And I would say it's about 90, right around 90 degrees. The clouds are forming, so look for a passing shower in the evening. And we're going to play this cycle every day because it's the summer.
Guys, unbelievable.
It's good, huh?
90 degrees. Rain is expected in 9 minutes.
Wow. He's good. Headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks. Glad when you commit to golfing on the weekend at 7 in the morning and you got to get up and go through a whole routine, I need to know what's up.
Hmm?
And I can't be looking at those national forecasts that just put green all over the whole state. I need to know when, where, what time, if it's going to be evening, if it's going to be mid-evening, so I know I can get my round in. If I can't get my round in and they say, oh, it's going to be pouring in the morning, I ain't going to get up at 4:30 in the morning to get ready.
But the guy is good, man. You're just good. You know the degree, the temperature, where the wind. It's like I give you at least, a 2 degree or 2 miles per hour brace, and you've never gone over it.
No,
Yep.
Never.
No, I just look at my trees, baby. I can tell by my trees.
What are you, Ragnar?
No, you just know.
Or Floki?
I can tell when these trees are moving, right? Because I got some heavy ass leaves. When them trees are moving, you're gonna get the 15-mile-an-hour wind. If they just laying flat, can't tell.
Remember when Floki would speak to the trees? He'd listen to them.
What does the tree say, Ragnar? Oh,
He was one of the coolest crazy people in the show, right? Because he ended up making the most sense at the end.
I remember back in the day on the Heat squad with Birdman and Goran.
He's like a present day Floki. I would say Birdman's like Floki.
They called him Floki and Ragnar. That's when the show was at its heights. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Goran Dragić, who has his farewell game today, Leroy, or his farewell dinner is tonight. The game is tomorrow.
Okay.
So it's in Slovenia. It looks like they've put together an event, dude. There's like lasers and spotlights. I mean, they are going all out. Yeah, dude. Night of the Dragon.
Well, I mean, you know what? When it comes from playing for the country and having success in the NBA, I mean, geez.
Why do it look like poker chips?
Why does it look like poker chips? I don't know. Maybe there's an auction.
All that lighting in the centerpieces.
I like how the basketball kind of looks like a dragon egg. That's cool.
Yeah.
Chris Bosh, by the way, showed up. Chris Bosh is there for Gogi. He's arrived. Dirk is there. Luka.
Is it chilly there now?
I don't know.
It might be.
I mean, because I'm watching the women's Open Championship and over there in England, and they're covered up like it's 2 degrees.
It's a little brisk, 61.
Okay.
High of 91, so it has nice, pleasant evenings because it's like 6 o'clock there now. But it says tomorrow there's a high of 91 and a low of 61. So it's kind of like us in like December. That's like what it feels like here.
It's a high of 91 and a low of 61?
Yeah.
That's like Vegas.
I know. It's crazy.
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, Chris Bosh arrived. I think it's so cool that Chris Bosh went.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool because I look at that, man, and I look at that's
what could have been.
That's maybe the biggest what if in the team's history. Is Chris Bosh and Goran Dragić getting a real run together with D Wade still in those last prime years, Luol Deng, Hassan before he became a fat cat. That was a squad, dude. And that he stunk. All you had to do was beat LeBron. It was just the Raptors. And Vlad, that he stunk, dude. Why you give me that look?
What year was that?
That was 15-16.
2018?
15-16.
Yeah, you're not beating Cleveland that year.
Oh, yeah, dude. If Chris Bosh doesn't get sick, we're beating him.
You're not beating
Oh,
Cleveland.
we're beating him, dude. We're beating him. Chris Bosh?
You're not,
You-
you have no
you're-
answer.
Oh, we're beating him, dude. We're beating him.
Hey,
You have no answer for Kyrie.
You're
And this-
you're in the
We went.
you're
no,
in
no.
that dream world again.
No.
Yes,
It happened.
Don't have an answer for Kyrie. We have Dwayne Wade,
It was
peak of his
10 years
powers. D Wade against
D-Wade?
Kyrie.
16 was Dunzo.
No, he wasn't. You're misremembering it. He wasn't done
Do
until
you- See, and
He
I
wasn't
love
done-
this. I love
you guys
this
are wrong,
because
but you're wrong.
People think Kyrie was crazy, but he's one of the best ball handlers to ever play basketball.
And D Wade's one of the best shot blocking guards of all time.
If he could stay in front of him,
He would have stayed in front of him. You guys are acting like D Wade was 38. He was. Remember that was the year where D Wade was great. He played. He was available too. He played
Talking about
70+ games, and then the next year, no. See, you guys have your years. You have your years mixed up. This was the last year. D Wade balled out that entire year, and then he went to the Heat. And he goes, "Hey, give me my money." And then Pat was like, "But I'm giving it to Hassan." Oh my God. Ugh. Worst
So
summer of my life.
So you thought that 15-16 Miami Heat team
Mm-hmm.
would have beaten the eventual NBA World Champions LeBron James and Cleveland Cavaliers
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
in the Eastern Conference Finals, and then beat the 73-win Golden State Warriors team?
That was a tougher challenge, Vlad. But honestly,
Well,
the
wait,
team that he was
Cavs
so
beat them.
And
I
the Cavs beat them. And then
There's
remember,
some chicanery.
and
There's
then
some chicanery.
OKC had a 3-1 lead against.
Well, they didn't have to play OKC, but
You have a
you guys, see. Here's the thing: you guys like to live in hindsight, which is
You're
fun.
living in hindsight.
But in the moment, you add Goran Dragić to that roster, and it got snatched away immediately. First of all, I didn't even get him for the 14-15 year because Chris Bosh literally his season was over hours later. Hours later. So we never got that year. Never got that year. And they have David Blatt as their head coach. All right. And then the next year, right again, as you get to the All-Star break, I had to rely on Joe Johnson. Ben Udry it was ridiculous. ISO Joe on the Heat. That was
You had ISO Joe?
Yeah.
What?
You don't
You had
remember
ISO
Joe?
Dude,
See?
I don't.
You're
How
mixing
long
up your
ago?
years. See, you're mixing up hazy Heat years. You're thinking,
Wait,
did they have Deion Wade? No, this was Miami Heat. D Wade still gas left in the tank. Chris Bosh was their max player, and then all of a sudden, boom, your max player. You lose him twice at the All-Star break.
Jeez.
It was cruel. And yeah, dude, you don't remember that first year? Beat the Cavaliers on Christmas? Danny Granger. Hated him on the Pacers, but he'll always have a place in my heart. He won the grand petty of them all.
What, that Christmas game?
Oh, that was good. He didn't want no part of Danny Granger. You're right, Schmeathan. No part of him. And then another one, dude. Let me tell you something right now, Leroy. How cruel is it that Goran Dragić, because you won't put him in the rafters, which I think is unfair.
Jade South said it perfectly.
Hmm?
This might be Wild Heat Coyotes' origin story.
Well, you got to realize the petty flow. Like, remember when like Bane has it like flowing through his veins like that? The petty. It wasn't just you rooting for your team, but you hated Cleveland so because they were laughing at us. Everyone was laughing at us. Everyone was laughing at us. And we finally bring and let me tell you something about Goran Dragić, okay? Leroy, that man could make a stink. Goran Dragić could make a stink because he got the hell out of Phoenix. He told the media, I don't trust these mother bleepers. I don't trust them. Forced his hand to Miami. He's not meek like Damian Lillard was. Ooh, I just want to be liked. He got what he wanted. That's what you do in Slovenia. You get what you want. Of course, until, Kyle Lowry got traded here, which, ugh. But think about that, dude. This man, he could be a certified, everybody looks at him, oh, he's a nice franchise player of all time. He should be in the rafters, okay? This man had two heartbreaking things happen to him because of health, Leroy. One, Chris Bosh's blood, and two, his foot exploding in the finals. Ridiculous. What kind of snake bit is that? Guy comes here, thinks he's going to play with D. Wade and Chris Bosh, and then 2 years later, he's playing with Deion Waiters and James Johnson. Don't ignore me. I don't like what you're doing right now. He thinks I'm going to get tuckered out, and I'm not. I'll tell you about Goran Dragić and how they were going to win the championship all day. Crazy. Hawks team. Who's stopping us? Kyle Korver? They almost beat the Raptors that year anyway. Hassan Whiteside's knee blew up.
Now you're putting, oh my goodness. Now you're.
No, it was pre-Fat Cat. It was hey. PFC. Big difference in Hassan Whiteside. Pre-payday.
PFC, pre-Fat Cat.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Those were the days, man. Oh, the grand petty of them all. The grand petty of them all. Anyway, love you, Gogi. Congratulations on a wonderful career. A gem of a man. And I hope everybody has a great time. But I'm glad Chris Bosh made it out there for him.
Yep.
Very, very cool. And you guys would have won the championship if it wasn't for that damn blood. Take a break. More to come on the show after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hello. Very
That is
colorful today.
That is a Vice shirt.
Hello. I
Looks
tried
like
to
shit.
match your vibe.
Definitely looks like it got stolen off like an old Miami hotel room.
Or the wall of a Taco Bell or one of those little cups that
Very
used
much so.
to.
Yep.
Mhm.
Vice.
1989 Equinox. Yeah.
Vice to the gills. Yeah, let's get to some of your comments here. Heat Colt says snakes on a plane is nothing like Philly cheese's gummies on a plane. That's true. That was a story. By the way, did you see that Stephen A. Smith, Mr. Stay Off the Weed, says he's going to gummies?
Well, if Mad Dog's doing it and it hasn't affected them, might as well.
Mad Dog's been a bad influence on him.
Yeah. You gotta love
bad influence Mad Dog. Let him go. Zoned out Stephen A. Smith. I still think he's giving hot takes, even gummied.
Who? Mad Dog or Stephen A?
Both.
Oh. I can't wait when Stephen A gets the hair replacement. That's gonna be awesome.
He's going the full route.
Dude,
everything's going.
He doesn't even have like
doesn't
hair
matter
buds up front.
I don't know, dude.
Leroy, you can get hair right now.
Floyd Mayweather made the comeback.
I don't want hair. Not so did Tom Brady. Remember Tom Brady came with.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's made a bigger comeback than Brian Urlacher.
Oh,
that was crazy.
Right.
That was crazy.
He was clean shaven to mohawk.
Yep.
Did you see the guy who had a hair transplant and then went on the plane and got kicked
bled
out?
Yeah, because it was bleeding.
Ugh. Don't they do that in Turkey? Isn't that where it's famous for?
I don't know where he went, but he put himself on a plane with a bleeding head and he refused to get off the plane.
Oh, RV Richards said he passed out so bad they called EMS.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Who?
The dude
from the plane?
Is he talking about Philly cheese or is he talking about
hard to say?
Yeah.
Nah, I think it had to be Philly cheese.
Philly cheese, yeah.
Because the guy was just him and the lady were taking
so
off.
that guy That's crazy. Oh, hopefully it works.
No. I've been cut and bled enough. I just keep my bald head. Like it's okay.
So like if you could have hair now, magic wand, would you, or have you gotten so look to the bald look?
No, I'm good.
Leroy, you don't want hair? Because look what it's done for Prime.
It don't matter because look, first of all, it ain't gonna match my drapes.
It don't matter.
Right? Yeah, it does. You can't have a full head of black hair and then be gray everywhere. No, it don't look right.
Do the salt and pepper on top too.
Little Beijing.
No. Dude, just that's a little spackle, just painted on.
Just a little Beijing, bro.
No, dude, I'm good.
Man, hair
I would like to ask the question: when you get older, why does hair stop growing out of on your head
and go in your
grow
nose?
out of your ears and your nose?
I don't understand that. It's frustrating.
I got some luscious locks coming out of my ears.
I have
I need to get a full tape.
I
damn near need to get the weed eater. And like I can't even get a bud on top of my head.
I have Raleigh fingers coming out of my nose.
Yeah. I don't know what's up. Hey, have you ever gotten a nose hair stuck in your tooth?
Nah, I ain't going.
Maybe you could go. Maybe
what?
you go to the,
How you get
it got so long. I blew my nose one time, and I didn't, and it just like ding, stuck. I'm like, what the?
You could go. You go hit the barber, get a hot shave, and then he'll do the ears.
No, they don't. I do it myself. I don't. I'd rather just do it myself.
Guys, so here's the story. The man with a botched hair transplant has been kicked off a plane after his scalp began to leak. Eugenio Ernesto Hernandez Garnier caught attention of flight attendants when he and girlfriend Yuldes Blanca Loyola boarded a plane with a visible head wound at Miami International Airport on Monday night. Of course, police said that he had requested to clean and switch his soiled bandage before the flight took off, but he told him he had no replacements. After American Airlines staff grew concerned about his well-being and potential blood contamination, he and Loyola were asked to leave the plane.
But the bleeding like that?
Yeah.
It was bad.
He was literally leaking oil.
Yeah.
The couple staunchly refused, and the Las Vegas man declared that if they could not fly, no one else could either. Jeez. So he got that done down here?
Man.
South Miami.
Probably no in Hialeah.
Hernandez, Garnier, and Loyola still did not move when police arrived, resulting in them being arrested and removed from the plane. Loyola broadcasted it live on TikTok as the situation unfolded. Loudly
Yeah, I
asserting
saw
in
them
Spanish
live.
that the blood on her partner was merely dried up from a recent operation. The incident also saw the passengers leave the plane over health concerns. Those who stayed broke out in cheers and applause when the unruly couple was escorted away. Jeez.
Could you imagine calling home and say, "Hey, sweetheart, don't pick me up at 6. Pick me up at 7:30 because we had a bit of a delay."
No, sweetheart was sitting right next to him, and she also had surgery.
So we got
Oh,
those
really?
down here now too, huh? So you don't have to go to Turkey, Leroy. You could just do it down here in a strip mall. It was a matter of time. You would figure fake butts to hair. We were going to get there.
I'm not. I'm good. I'm good. First of all, I ain't paying no money for hair I ain't never had. Right? Like, I'm good. Nope. Nope.
I just don't understand why Floyd Mayweather wanted to bring back hair. Like, he had made it. Money Mayweather had a look.
Because it's Money Mayweather. So what do you think? I can get it with money.
Yeah, but like, why?
Because,
He
fam,
doesn't need it.
you don't understand. If the opposite sex is liking it, you're gonna do it. Plain and simple.
But he was like the OG of guys. Like every new 24/7, he had a new girl. He didn't need that, And Floyd Mayweather, like every one of them had a job too. It was like a 7 doors with the amount of ashtron he had around him.
I need somebody say I need a toupee. What? Like, come on.
Sweden says in Miami, you can get a hair transplant next to the Estrella insurance office.
Hey, and nobody down here knows. Somebody probably asking for the address right now.
Crazy.
Steven, we know he doesn't need money, but he clearly wanted hair. I mean, he doesn't need hair. He's got money, but clearly he wanted hair.
Well, he was really mad because when the hair started coming back, that was exactly when the gotcha hat thing happened. Like I don't think he was ready. I don't think,
Oh, you mean the one that you started? That little
well, started is a very strong term. I was just did I ask the question that instigated the response? Yes.
You're an instigator.
So you started it.
Well, I mean,
You
I
instigated
like to think of myself more as
it.
I like to think of myself more as the kindling than the match. I think Jake Paul was the match to the fire. I was just, some brushwood that got caught up in the blaze.
What?
Yeah.
What did you just say?
He said a lot of words.
I love the
He
way
said a lot of words.
I love the way you work yourself around situations. Like, I had nothing to do with it.
I didn't have anything to do with it.
You had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
I had nothing to do with it.
Well, then why does Floyd? He say, "I remember you. You the one that caused that problem."
He didn't say that, but he said it
You're
with his
just
eyes.
lucky you have a new mic flag now.
I don't have any mic flag right now. We don't have QAM mic flags. Somebody should get on that.
Odyssey?
I got you. I'm surprised we don't, but I got you.
Somebody should get on
Yeah,
that.
I need a mic flag. I'm covering the Fins this season.
Yeah, you need a mic flag, dude. A mic flag is a staple.
Oh, absolutely, bro.
Although I gotta be honest, like I do like just holding the digital recorder there. It is just more comfortable. Then I got the wires there.
Mic because you know why? Back in the days, the guy that used to run the place, Big Reed, he used to every night he would go to bed, and before he goes to bed, he always made sure he watches sports, either Sports Center or the local stations. And if you saw the mic flag, he went to bed happy.
Oh yeah, PDs love when a mic flag's there. Nothing makes them happier.
Listen,
like if you want Goaltender to be smiling, if he saw a mic flag on Sports Center, which he doesn't even have ESPN.
Real talk. Here's a funny story, Tobin. So Big Reed, they threw a ratings party. We used to have that back in the days. Every time we did well for a quarter, they threw. Dude, I walked into a party one day. The man probably didn't even know who I was for at least a good 3 months. But he saw my face on TV when the Marlins were winning the World Series. And he saw that mic flag.
Listen, you had prime position, dude. We saw you all throughout the Stanley Cup run.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Well, I have mastered.
Plus, there was only 2 black people there, you and Roy. So that also.
And we, we look alike. You know.
You don't. I mean, he's a full head taller than you.
Who?
Roy? Yeah, they're about the same height.
No.
We're about the
I
same
think
height.
they're both around the same height.
I'm 6 foot. What are you trying to say? A foot? I'm
Yeah,
6
what do
foot.
you got Roy as 6'4"?
Yeah. What is he? Peter Worrell?
Yeah, but you had prime position. Always by Bobrovsky in the right place.
You gotta understand. You gotta, if you've done this for years, as I have, right?
Got to get that flag in there.
Gotta get that flag. You gotta get the wrist. They gotta see somebody was there.
Yep.
So when you know the main player or the main coach, you want to make sure you're right up close. Tobin does a great job because you're always going to hear Tobin's voice, even if Tobin's got to go over certain reporters.
Which he has.
Which he has
before.
I've learned from that. I've learned how, because I get upset when reporters start crowding you in and everything like that.
It's very annoying.
It's annoying. Like
not for nothing. You know who's the worst of it, Vlad? The TV guys. And let me tell you something that annoys me about the TV guy. No offense, I love you all, but you guys act, and I think
like they get premier service, they get premium service.
Yeah, well, one of the camera guys had a great line, and he goes, we have Zooms, and like you think like that would be, hey, why do you guys need to be right up into everybody's grill and box everybody out? You guys have $10,000. I'm probably putting a light estimate on that. Cameras.
No, those cameras are like 40, 50 grand.
You don't need to be right up there. What are we shooting? Planet Earth? You need to get like the scales of an alligator? No, back up a little. Let everybody in.
They want the pores.
Well, it's not also their fault. They just see anybody talk with a mic near a player, they got to record. But you got to understand who the important people are.
Yeah, sometimes a lot of people in the Heat locker room be like, "Hey, Kevin Love's about to talk." And
you do that? Oh yeah, I do that all the time too. But they start running because you know what? I got my space now.
Oh, sorry.
I got my space. And here's
Look,
the other.
just make a list of everything you guys need, and I got you to see.
And here's the other key: you've got to be nice to the media relations person.
Oh yeah,
got to be nice to them.
Panthers are sweet. Adeline, sweetheart, great
yeah.
PR people. The Heat, great PR people.
The best.
Yeah. Didn't used to be like, there used to be some real jerks around this town. Not so much anymore. Great PR staffs all over the towns. Love them all. Anyway, take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. It's time for that part of the day. No Frog Boy, but we still got to mix it on up, dude, in the mix bag. And the mix bag is brought to you by Broward Health, well into your future. All right, Leroy.
What's up?
You familiar with Jim Harbaugh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm like, I mean, yeah, you know.
I understand it goes without saying, but, just.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
Jim Harbaugh, he's been pleased with how practice has been going for the Chargers. So much so that he might treat himself this weekend.
And Chris, 4 in a row. That's it's been fantastic. I'm not feeling so good. I'm taking Mrs. Harbaugh out on a date night tonight.
Wow. The Harbaughs might eat some Blue Chew. Some Chargers Blue Chew.
You think that energy that dude has, right?
Hey, just spice it up. I don't know. Either way, Mrs. Harbaugh, get ready for your date tonight. Old Coach Harbaugh's ready to roll.
The thing I say about Jim is this. He has been consistent with who he has been since college. If we don't get it, it's on us. But he ain't never changed. He ain't never, everybody thinks that he just came and invented this person, right? No, he's been that way since college. So the people that know him go, no, that's Jim. That's the way he's always been.
Leroy, Aaron Judge has 4 home runs in his last 3 games. He's up to 48 on the season.
Mm-hmm.
And so he has 60 once again, very much in his scope. Of course, at 62 a few years ago.
He might hit 50 by the end of this weekend.
That's true. That's true. Here is Aaron Judge on potentially going to 60 once again.
If it comes with a ring and a lot of fun in the playoffs, and definitely that'd be cool. But like I said the other day, I'm just trying to do whatever I can each day to put ourselves in a good position to win a ball game. And, especially these games against Cleveland, who, we'll definitely see down the road, and we're fighting for the best record in the AL. I'm just trying to do my part. That's it.
Wow. Humble.
And can I add a little? And I could do my part a little bit more if I didn't have Mr. 6'8" hitting next to me.
Well, he loves Juan Soto, though. He's what a bromance him and Juan Soto got together.
That dude did more lifting than a little bit, and he's always hurt. Weird injuries too. Like, hey, Stan, can you just stretch?
I don't know. It's just weird. The hammies. 2 things that have always plagued him: the outside slider and hammies.
By the way, you know who Aaron Judge is because he's like 6'8".
By the way, can we I need to know if Aaron Gordon and Aaron Judge are brothers and have the same father who just happened to name him Aaron, because those two men look very similar. Like you've never seen them at the same time.
6'7" for a baseball player is pretty rare.
6'7".
Let's see, Dave Winfield, Willie Stargell,
Dave
Parker. See what I'm getting at?
Yeah, the big brothers.
Yeah.
But Derek Lee was a moose. He was 6'5".
Again, you're actually adding one to my list.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who wasn't Lauer? What's his the catcher? Sandy Alomar was 6'5".
Strawberry was a big boy.
Strawberry, no. We're trying to find others, Vlad.
I'm trying to find non-pitchers. Sandy's like 6'4".
Yeah, but no. Who else? The catcher for the Twins, Lauer.
Joe Mauer.
Mauer was pretty big.
Mauer was pretty big.
Yeah. So that's the only 2 I
Aaron Judge, like Vlad's right. Aaron Judge is a power forward.
Right.
Piazza might be one.
Piazza wasn't big as those
boy.
guys.
He was like 6'4", man.
No, he wasn't.
Piazza was a big boy.
Piazza was not 6'4".
6'3" according to Google.
It's a big boy.
That is bigger than I thought, though.
One guy who is not 6'4", Russell Wilson. Danger Russ. He's in Pittsburgh now. not going great for those QBs. It's been off to a squirrely start. It is preseason.
You know what I can't figure out?
Hmm?
We say this every year with Pittsburgh, and at the end of the year, they're in the hunt.
It's very annoying.
It's amazing. That dude, like, they talk about every year about getting rid of their coach. You bet not. Y'all don't realize what y'all got.
It'd be nice if they get him a quarterback who was decent. Here is Russell Wilson on the Steelers' offensive struggle.
Would you rather hear him or another question from Mike McDaniel?
Mike McDaniel. I like listening to Mike McDaniel, even if it is long. It's something comforting about his weirdness.
Here, no matter how much Mike talks, whatever he says, it's believable. You know, it's coming from a good place. When was the last time Russell Wilson said anything? And this is his own doing. When was the last time he said anything that was actually people believed?
Wow.
Everything he says, it seems like he's trying to play a part.
Yep.
And he's never honest and upfront about what's going on. So you just don't take him truthfully.
You could tell me that like he could go home to Ciara and he's actually plugged into a wall, that he's actually a cyborg. I would believe you. He's programmed to be
one of those automatic cleaners.
Yeah, something like he's a Roomba.
A Roomba.
Now he's just a Bumba. You like this point? Hey, come on, you liked it. You liked it. Yeah. Here is here's Russell Wilson on the Steelers stinking up the joint.
Concerned right now or anything else? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because the reason being, as I told you guys, is because the level of practices we've had against one of the best defenses every day and how we've shown up there. So I think the best thing that we can do is, just slow our minds down, play really clean football, and also to enjoy the process, man.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
first of all,
cool. Thanks, Joel.
If I'm a teammate, I'm gonna be a teammate of Russ. Hey, buddy. Appreciate your positivity.
Mm-hmm.
I like where you're going. We have been working hard at practice, but it would be more enjoyable if you wouldn't throw it to the other team.
Oh,
I mean, now while you're not worried about it, when we see our starting quarterback throwing it to the other team, I got to tell you, eyebrows are raised.
I think Minka Fitzpatrick's like, hey, I'm good. Hey, the hands are warmed up, Russ.
We had a quarterback like that in college. Man, when he went into the game, everybody in the first two rows put their gloves on.
What are you doing, Dad? You might want to be ready, son.
Yep.
Got a wild one out here.
Everybody in the first two rows treated like a baseball game.
Speaking of nice guys, Anthony Weaver, Dolphins' new defensive coordinator, nice guy. Everybody seems to really like him.
Yep.
This is why the bob and weave defense. This is why he says he's such a nice guy.
I'm just trying to be authentic and be myself, right? I'm not trying to be anything else. I believe coaching is service work. So in order to get the best out of people, you got to get to know them, right? You can't just be on this mountaintop and be a dictator and just bark down orders at people. People don't respond to that. So ultimately, I know where I stand. I know what the chain of command is, but we are all coworkers ultimately. And I'm trying to make sure that I can be a force multiplier in whatever capacity I can, not just with the defensive guys, but with the offensive guys, with the coaches on staff, offense and defense. I'm trying to help this team win a Super Bowl. So anything I can do to help, I'm going to do that.
Wow.
Dave South said it right. He can narrate audiobooks.
He does have a good voice.
Kind of got that. What's my man's name that does all the animal shows? I can't think of his name.
Who does the animal shows?
He does all the
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
He did March of the Penguins.
Yeah, but he did the one of the animal shows. Where they go to Africa and they have the narrator. He did that too.
I'm very confused still when I watch Hard Knocks and they're trying to tell me that that's Ray Donovan, and I'm like,
it's weird, right? It is.
I don't get it. I guess it's just the Ray. I know he came. He did one episode. He did the Jets season. He came and met Aaron Rodgers. It was really awkward. It was like,
why was he awkward?
Oh, just because Aaron Rodgers said a thing. He's like, I'd love to meet him, and then Aaron Rodgers had nothing for him. He's just like, you're Ray Donovan.
Yeah. What here's the deal. It's funny because while we paying attention to what Weave has to say, right? I'm thinking to myself while the whole time he's talking, you know what he is? The direct opposite of Fangs.
Oh yeah.
In every way, right? Right?
Yeah. Well, I saw that.
So he's gonna be, and the thing is that they brought Fangs in because he's one of the best to do it.
Yep.
Right? They brought Weaver in because he's more in line with how the head coach, how Mike McDaniel wants to do things.
He's the first guy that's Mike McDaniel's guy because the first year he inherited Boyer, then he got Fangs because they're just like, come on, it's Fangs, it's gonna be great. But this is the guy he can actually communicate with.
Right.
You know, this is a guy he knows, this is a guy he's got a relationship with. And I got to tell you, first 2 games, sideline presence, dude. He's just got it. Something about him.
Well, defensive guys. Now, I'll tell you who is the most hyped guys. Usually the defensive line coach, somewhat the offensive line coach and linebacker coach, and then the special teams guy. Those are usually your most hype coaches on the sideline.
It's not even a hype. It's like he commands a presence. It's the towel that he has around his neck. Like it's a good look. You know,
it's just hot as hell.
Oh, it's very hot. I mean, it's soupy.
What are you doing? And he don't wear a hat. I didn't see him wearing a hat.
No, he doesn't.
So
He just
you
goes.
don't want to get sweat in your eyes.
I know, but it's just that towel just commands respect. There's something about it. Tornadic?
Rumble in the jungle.
Yeah, it's really bad here also. It's thundering quite loud.
But you live in Cuba. I'm up here up on like Key West into like
okay.
It lives up. I had to call JFig and say, hey, I'm following directions, but they say I'm only halfway there. Is this accurate?
Speaking of great voices, Calais Campbell. This is the giant. Whoa. That wasn't Calais Campbell's voice. That was Thunder.
Yeah.
Calais Campbell, this is him on why preseason is important to him.
More than just like, I played 7 plays. Those 7 plays are, it was good work. It was quick and easy, a little bit of physicality, but it was exactly what I needed. But you go to like the whole day, getting ready to play, that matters. Where, just that structure of your day, how you're going to do things. Like I've done it quite a bit, but it's kind of like re-establishing, okay, this is, what works well for me. This is what I want to do, and then, what time to get to the stadium, what time to start my warm-up preparation, what time, how much is really just the way things are done here, with how everything's structured, getting the layout and the lay of the land. So, because, there's, seeing the chiropractor, we know where I'm going to get the rollout, if I need to get an IV, where, how everything's going to be going. And all that stuff is just kind of like every place is a little different. So you kind of got to get a feel for it. So going through that process was really good.
Oh,
now,
routine.
Now, is he not saying some of the same things I said at the beginning of the show? That you got to go through the game experiences to get ready for the game.
17-year pro.
And he's a 17-year-old pro. Like, so everybody that just all of a sudden dismisses that, oh, these guys don't need no preseason, you're flipping a coin and hoping that it all comes together when it needs to.
Do you think?
Whereas here's the guy that's played a substantial amount of time and has been successful in the league saying, no, I need to go through that process of getting ready at least once so I get a feel in my mind and my body gets ready to play football on Sunday.
Do you think drive-thrus are a struggle for Calais Campbell?
Why? He
Just
can reach all the way in.
No, understanding him through the order box.
I mean,
I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, because just imagine the person. We better get his order right. It's a giant. Like, yeah.
He's never been told back through the speaker. He goes, "Come on, sir, enough of the nonsense. Talk in your real voice."
Oh.
Do you think they'll fix the item machine for him?
That would be Patrick Mahomes. Okay, Kermit, you sure you eat a 50-piece?
That's what I like.
When he talks to kids, does he intimidate them and scare them?
No.
Who,
They all-
Calais
They all
Campbell?
want to treat him like a jungle gym.
No, Calais. Like, are they looking at him?
Calais.
You think Calais Campbell?
No, but wait, remember, old boy from Minnesota told us that that went to Miami.
Brian McKinney?
Brian McKinney. Yeah, he said he talked to some kids and they just kept staring at him and go, "It's a giant."
They think that he's 100 years old because they equate size to age. So they would think that Calais Campbell is like an elder.
or his voice, it sounds like he's been screaming in a wind tunnel for 13 years. Right? Like his singing career would be over. But I wonder, when did he get that voice? Because he's been talking like that for years.
6.
Right?
When he was
So
6.
age 6, he sounded like a monster.
Yep.
He couldn't play Little League, too big, right?
I guarantee you, when Mama Campbell comes, his voice turns very soft.
I don't know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
He
no,
don't
no.
want he don't want to give no indication that he's being aggressive,
Nope.
loud, because Mama look at you and like, hey, watch your tone.
And they'll tell you,
Okay, Mama.
I'll tell you, they're exactly like, boy, don't think because you're 6'7" that I won't whip your ass. Like they would tell you that.
Yeah, hey.
They'll be like,
Hey,
okay.
my mom, I was a kid, it was middle school playing football game, and after the game we was messing around, and I was messing with my mom, right? And messing with her, I had my uniform on and everything but my helmet. And she grabbed my arm and did this ninja move and flipped me. And everybody was like, ooh, Miss H don't play. And I was laying on the ground and I looked up at her and she looked up at me. We start laughing because she don't know how the hell she did it. But she flipped me like a ninja. I was like, oh my goodness.
One more here in the mixed bag. Austin Jackson, impressed with rookie, another giant, Patrick Paul, 6'8", Moose. And he says that he wishes he had some of his talent as a rookie.
That rookie, honestly. He's got it all. His size, smart, great feet. There are some learning lessons adjusting to blocking NFL defensive ends, which, he's picking up pretty fast. And I definitely try to tell him everything I can, as I just, had some experiences with that myself, in my younger playing years. But he's got it all, man. And he's got his head on right. So I think he'll adjust great into this league.
There you go, Austin Jackson, impressed with the young tackle who we'll see back in action tonight in this final preseason game. We'll take a break. More headlines coming on up back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy back with you here, 5:60 a.m. Getting dangerous over there, Leroy?
I just tell you, the trees are awake.
Wow.
There is not a speck of sun. It is looking god awful out there.
Man.
Be careful, folks.
Let's get to our headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
Be no trucks.
Marlins, they host the Cubs tonight at 7:10. Max Meyer on the hill for the Fish against Kyle Hendricks. Tomorrow, Florida State opens up their season at noon against Georgia Tech. That game is in Dublin. And the Noles are 10-point favorites over the Yellow Jackets. Last night in preseason, the Bears, they completed an undefeated preseason, Leroy. 4-0 for the Bears.
That means nothing.
They beat the Chiefs 34-21. And the Colts handled the Bengals 24-17. Good first drive from Anthony Richardson. Then he threw a nasty pick six. So, but he's a moose. That's another moose. Woo! Big. See if he can stay healthy this year. Being interesting to see what he brings to the Colts. Here's another story. Jimmy Butler and a YouTube influencer, they had to settle a lawsuit. Jimmy Buckets had to pay $340,000, which is about 3/4 of a game check, to settle a lawsuit because they said that he influenced his fans to buy cryptocurrency. Become a big thing. We're coming after the celebrities for the cryptocurrency.
Hey, Tom Brady and his ex lost a lot of money off that.
Yep, the FTX deals. That's right. With the what was that guy's name? Sam Bankman-Fried. Yeah, that guy was a scammer. You had to take off the name off of the arena, FTX.
It's pretty amazing how quickly they can do that. I mean, it is on top of an arena.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I mean,
Miami
they got
Herald.
that American Airlines going. It was a big plane up there. They just, yikes.
Miami Herald writes, Miami Heat star Jimmy Butler and YouTube influencer Ben Armstrong have agreed to pay $340,000 to settle a lawsuit accusing them of helping to deceive investors into buying unregistered securities from Binance Holdings Limited, which operates as the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange. Armstrong and Butler denied wrongdoing as part of the settlement, according to court records. A U.S. district judge will now decide whether to preliminary approve the agreement, which was filed in Miami federal court on Monday. The deal was reached months after talks involving a mediator, former Miami-Dade Circuit Judge Michael Hansman. Altman will then consider signing off the settlement at a final hearing where buyers of Binance unregistered securities will have the opportunity to voice their opinion on the agreement. It was filed last year against Butler and Armstrong, who goes by the name BitBoy Crypto. Can I just say something? Just as an aside, I don't want to see anybody lose their money, of course. I don't want to, but I wasn't a crypto bro. Still am not. Don't you kind of know what you're getting into? You know? Jimmy Butler's at fault because I bought Hocus Pocus money.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I don't know that. I like investing in things.
I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be a jerk.
I like it. I like investing in things, not imaginary stuff.
I don't even remember Jimmy Butler.
So if you sold all your crypto, what did you sell?
I don't know.
Right. If you buy crypto, what are you buying?
Just very confused by it.
I'm so too confused to do it.
They also sued co-founder of Binance, Changpeng Zhao. The suit accused them of luring customers into buying cryptocurrency and tokens, including their native token, which is actually unregistered securities, violation of U.S. law. All right. Well, there you go. Jimmy Butler.
No kidding, Weather Channel.
What happened?
Are they
Heavy
telling
rain. Flood advisory until Friday, August 23rd at 2:00.
I can tell you, I don't need a
I
couple
can
of
look
things.
outside and tell you. This is what I mean about the weather.
There's two things I don't need advisories for anymore: flood advisories and heat advisories. I've been advised.
Right.
I'm aware.
But aren't you aware before the advisory comes? Like, I'm looking outside right now and I'm saying, hey, folks, be careful. Look like it's going to be some heavy rain.
I got that advisory like it was already pouring, and I got, oh, hey, it's gonna start raining in 30 minutes. No, sir, you're wrong.
That's why you need to do a better job of looking outside and making a determination for yourself. Because by the time you watch the news or get the notice, it's too late.
You guys want to hear I know Leroy loves this guy. Keanu Reeves.
John Madden?
Listen, can I just say this? From everything I've heard, Keanu Reeves is a great dude.
Excellent. Dude. One of Hollywood's best.
Okay. That still doesn't mean that every movie he does is the same guy.
No, it's not true. It's
It
not
is.
true. It's not true. Shane Falco is not the same as Neo. It's not.
Yeah, the coach at
dude.
The coach from Hardball is not the same. Same
Right.
guy. Yeah.
He was a degenerate gambler. Didn't the Heat cost him a lot of money in that game?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
So okay, like I get it. I understand that he did a couple of anomalies, like, but for the most part, like, come on, dude.
Well, I don't want to bring
John
up
Wick.
I don't want to bring up
John
the story
Wick.
now because Keanu Reeves is well liked, and I feel like you're going to tell him to grow up.
No,
Well, what
I'm
about
not
him?
going to tell
Why'd
me.
you bring him
Wait
up?
a minute. What's
I'm
wrong
not
with
gonna
John Wick?
listen. Keanu Reeves, the person, I'm never gonna have a problem with. So you don't see, unlike you clowns, I can separate the person from the artist.
But you don't like his art.
That don't mean I don't like the person. I just
but
finished explaining to you how I
understand,
feel.
but normally when people separate the art from the artist, it's usually because the art is really good and they don't like the person.
It could go either way.
I don't think I've ever heard it go
how
the
I
other
could do
way.
it.
I
Don't tell me how I could do it.
I don't think that's how it's supposed to go, though, dude. You know, usually it's like, oh man, shame about R. Kelly.
That's
Really hate that he's a scumbag.
They don't play his music nowhere.
Yeah, but like, you know, it's not normally like, man, never have to watch a Keanu Reeves movie. He's a nice guy, though.
No, but and I've seen all of them, so I'm not like, I'm just saying they're all the same guy.
Anyway,
Change the title, change the plot, all the same guy.
He signed a one-day contract with the Windsor Spitfires, a team that he tried out for as a teen growing up in Canada, but did not make, which made him go focus on acting.
That's cool, but let's just
what?
Listen, why don't he get ready to play John Madden? How about that?
Is he playing John Madden?
Yeah.
I thought it was Nick Cage.
No, it's one of them, right? It's one of those two.
I thought it was.
Wait, think about this. John Wick 1, 2, 3,
and 4.
The plot changes, the whatever. I've never seen a guy in a movie with more killing and fighting never raise his voice.
So
you know who we should
Here
play?
you go. Hey, I gotta get even.
It's not what he sounds like.
Don't do anything to my dog.
Did you not see Dave Carradine as Kung Fu? He never raised his voice.
What was the movie where he got captured by those girls in the house?
Everybody's poised in kung fu movies.
No, they be raising their voice. They raise their voice. They do that.
Did you ever see the one where he got captured in the house and like those girls because they caught him to be a pervert? And so like, what was that movie? He freaked out in that movie.
Yeah, it was.
I forgot what it was called, though.
They got him.
What about, since he was a goalie? Hear me out. Keanu Reeves stars
in Mighty Ducks 3?
No. We already had Mighty Ducks 3.
Did we?
Yeah, that's when they took on the international team. Believe.
Oh, okay. So
hear me out.
Knock Knock is the name of the movie.
Keanu Reeves stars in Bob, the Sergei Bobrovsky story.
Hey, My sentiments exactly. So wait, we barely could get him in these movies to talk English. You're gonna get him to talk with an accent? You don't think that's a bit of a reach?
Wait. He could do the accent. You did see John Wick.
Just a little, yeah, he could do it. Talent.
He had to get stamped by their family.
Skinny.
He had to talk. Yeah, he had to talk Eastern Europe language.
Telling you.
Oh my
I like it.
That's
Yep.
funny.
I mean, he is 60, but you know.
Really? Now
He is
I will
annoying.
say this.
He doesn't look his age.
Yeah, no, I can't believe Keanu Reeves is 60.
Looks good.
I could.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. Back with more after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. It's a Friday. Hope everybody's getting ready for a fun weekend. Leroy's got some Korean barbecue coming up tonight. We got some preseason football coming up tonight. Game Day Uncensored comes your way. 3:30 today. Myself and Solana will get you going. And looking forward to it, man. Big weekend ahead. Our last weekend without Canes or Dolphins in a long time. You know, real games. I'm talking real games, of course. This is the Mike White Derby. Then we can get into some real football statement games. Yeah. Leroy, you want to get the Goosies?
Yes.
Eric Spoelstra has just dropped a video on the Heat's Twitter and Instagram celebrating his former point guard, Goran Dragić, and just ready to get it's going to get dusty in here, so just be ready.
Hey, Goran, all of us at the Heat wanted to wish you all the best for the Night of the Dragon weekend. It's an absolute celebration and acknowledgement of a brilliant, amazing career. What you're doing this weekend transcends the game of basketball. You are changing people's lives in such a positive way. And the support you've gotten for this weekend speaks to how much you are loved, not only in Slovenia and in Europe, but here in the 305. It was an honor to coach you, and it was a privilege to be able to see you as a father, a brother, a teammate, and I'm so grateful to be able to call you a friend. I miss you, I love you, and we can't wait to see you when you get back to Miami.
Oh, that little face, that rascal.
Hey, there's only one other person that he would actually need a tissue for, and that's Bobrovsky, right?
I love that guy. The best. Goran.
Let me ask you
He
this.
misses him.
I do miss him.
Between
No, I'm
Goran,
saying Spo misses him.
between Goran, Sergei, and Little Nico, who do you love?
Oh,
the
he
most?
goes, sir. I think he goes with Bobrovsky first.
But
My top brate.
Bobrovsky.
He loves
Goran.
He loves Goran, but Bobrovsky, because he was ride or die with Bobrovsky. Goran never really had that stretch where
but he never tried to offer. He never tried to ship Goran. He tried to ship Sergei.
He tried bringing him back multiple times.
I've tried bringing him back multiple times. Nobody would listen to me. I felt like a crazy old man outside the arena. Please bring back Goran!
But you try to get rid of Sergei.
I never tried to get rid of Sergei.
When he was struggling, giving up.
No, I never did. I was the only one sitting here taking rocks and cast stones. And Quinville wanted Drieger back, which, by the way, welcome back. Welcome back, Chris Drieger.
Hey, I never talked about trading him. I listen. Let me just say this. Don't get mad at me because of my financial gains of riding the heater.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I did was ride a heater. Okay, you can put whatever twist you want on it. I rode the heater. If you ride the heater and it pays off, like, okay.
Man, that's a cool thing. But
it is.
And he's doing a lot of great work in Slovenia. It's for charity.
Can I just say this? We say this all the time. That organization is class.
Yep.
Right? And when you see the other organizations in your city even coming close to that, for now, you look at what the Panthers are doing. Class act.
Yep.
You look at what the Dolphins is starting to build, right? Top to bottom. Class act. How they do things, the way they go about their business, how they support their players, the stuff they're putting around their players for the team, right? Class act. And everybody doesn't have the luxury of having 2 or 3 organizations in the city that do things like that. And so it's pretty cool.
The thing with Goran is just like, that last great moment in the final, like, it's so cruel, man. And I know you say like sports isn't fair all the time. Hell, like you tell us about the damn kick, like, but Jesus, Leroy, game 1, the foot tears and the tears in his eyes. He's trying to warm up the next game. He's stuck on the bench.
It's sports, man.
I don't like that.
I can't listen. And I don't hold it against him. It's an unfortunate thing. But like when people say before the season, What do you hope for? First and foremost, they hope for health. So that you can be the best version of yourself when it counts. And when you look at what has happened here over the last few years, basketball, and even last couple of years, a little bit with football, you've never gotten the opportunity to be at full strength when it mattered. So starting off this season, the same thing with the Heat, first things first. We don't know how good we are until we're able to perform in those high pressure games healthy.
Give me the two dumbest things ever. One is Goran Dragić on a masterpiece playoff run, tearing his foot, and then Rajon Rondo becoming Ray Allen.
That's funny. Now that was funny.
No, it wasn't.
It was funny because, like, hey, coach, you want us to guard him? No, he can't shoot.
every
right? Wait, Vlad. You still leave him alone, right?
You talking about that 40-point, the 40-point masterpiece he put against you guys?
Listen, and guess what?
And
guess what? If they had another quarter, right?
Oh, they would have won.
If they had another quarter, I would have kept letting Rondo shoot.
Tobin, I have an inside source that kind of says something about you and Goran.
Oh, wait a minute.
That I'm loved?
Are you creeping?
Apparently, you tried to trade Goran.
Oh, is it Stunt Steve? He doesn't count. You know what he is?
Hey,
Stunt Steve.
you know what he is? You know what he is? He is the person at customer service that asks you if you got a receipt. Yes, I do.
Stunt Steve is the he's like
says when Kawhi was available from San Antonio, he thinks you tried to trade him.
He thinks I tried to trade him, or I did trade him. That might have been the only
Hard
one.
to say.
I will tell you one thing. I put Bam in that trade.
Always Bam, huh?
Yeah, but he was 19. He was a child.
But guess what? You notice how all these stories are coming out. Guess who never traded anybody? Leroy.
Except Bobrovsky.
Huh? I didn't try. No, I didn't try. First of all, the reason why I never tried to trade anybody in hockey because I don't know who you would get in return. So also, I don't know enough about hockey to know that I could trade for this or that. So no, I know I didn't try to trade.
Also, he had the greatest contract known to man. No cuts, no trades.
So, but you, for some reason, Bam thinks you his boy. You think you would rats off a ship for Kawhi, even with Bam.
It's Kawhi, baby. That was a game changer.
No, but that's just the point. That's the point. Why he thinking that you got his back.
I do have his back.
Now.
Spo didn't have his back. Didn't even play him that year.
They don't play young players.
They better play Khalil Ware. Mike Woodson, I'm very excited about him yesterday.
Mr. Excitement?
Well, his tone didn't get me excited, but his words did.
The whole time I was waiting for you to say something like that, but
I'm watching that and I'm like, you probably cursed this man out when he was an Atlanta Hawk in New York head coach. Then now, of course you did. And then now look at you.
But they don't never know. You know why? Because for the same reason why I could not wait till we interviewed Kyle Lowry, right? And then he used some old Jedi mind tricks and started talking about golf, and we never got to it.
Tate South says Mike Woodson takes his goatee off at night.
Dude, he looks like Cleveland.
I wanted to know, why did they have the Wi-Fi of Siberia in Indiana? It's like, what's going on there? That was so weird. Oh, man. Anyway, love you, Gogi. We'll take a break. We'll play a little You Did to Me to close things out after this. Welcome back, everybody. Bury some people. Play a little "You're Dead to Me" to close things out here on a Friday. So, TMZ's dead to me.
They lie.
They're liars. You lied. You lied. Everybody tuned in last night. I don't want to watch a political convention. Boring. You know, I tuned in for 1 second. There was a hack joke. I'm like, I'm out. Boop. Sorry. But a lot of people tuned in last night because TMZ claimed, hey, the Bayhive was going to be buzzing. There was supposed to be a Beyonce concert. No Beyonce.
Oh, you talking about the DNC?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
they had yes.
And TMZ, they give the biggest damages done retraction of all time. And they tried to get cute with it. They said, to quote the great Beyonce, we got to lay our cards down, down, down. We got this one wrong. Don't give me jokes.
That was awful, too. They deserve a -1 for that.
-1. And you're dead to me, TMZ.
By the way, Pink's daughter could sing.
Did she sing yesterday?
Yeah, Pink's daughter.
Cool. It's not Willow, right?
But like,
I think so. I think it's Willow.
Wouldn't you, when you bust a scoop like that, when you botch it, is it time for the jokey jokes?
Right.
Not time for the jokey jokes, Leroy. TMZ, dead to me.
It's not.
Mary Morris performed, I believe it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
What do you got, Leroy? Who's dead to you?
I'm gonna tell you what's dead to me. All these wishy-washy ass weathermen. Right? You come on after it's Captain Obvious and say rain in the area. Well, no, you really? I want you to come on and tell me it's on the way so I can prepare. Don't tell me when, the little thing on the bottom, thunderstorms in the area. I can see that myself.
Somebody lies.
Somebody lies.
Let me do the real people weather, not the weather with Doppler 6 and whatever. The real go look outside, throw your finger up in the air and tell you which way the wind's blowing and the clouds and all that. They don't. I don't need no damn radar. You know, because I'm going to be participating in outdoor events, so I need to know, and I need to be accurate so I can plan my day accordingly.
They need to have Leroy in as like, you remember when PTI would get things wrong and they'd go to Stat Boy? When the weather gets wrong, they should have Leroy on a stool and like WPLG just goes over.
Nah, player.
Wrong.
Nah, player. That ain't no.
Options and errors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you're going to have a hard time getting me to believe your weather. When a hurricane comes, you use the European model. You live right here. Shouldn't your model be the best?
Some people do like European cars better.
Just saying.
Man, who's that to you, JFig?
So, flying is hard as it is.
Flying?
Like
flying what?
You talking about the birds that you
no about traveling?
Like
plane.
traveling.
Because you seem to clipped a whole bunch of birds that they thought could fly and they thought they was okay.
You know, you're interrupting me.
Okay, well go ahead. Do your thing. I'm sorry. I apologize. My bad. I had my last flight.
-1 for
I mean,
sass.
you had a bird that looked big as Scooby. Why couldn't he just fly away? You had him in a death grip.
He was clipped.
Damn, death grip clipped. Jeez.
Yep.
Ruthless, dude.
I am watch
very
this bird you come back.
She knocked out a rainforest.
Didn't make it. Okay, go. Flying is hard.
Yes, traveling is hard as it is, okay? And some people get a lot of anxiety boarding plane and whatnot. So people who make it worse for others are dead to me.
Who's making it worse for you?
Not for me, but like in general. Like if I were to have been on the plane when that guy with the bleeding scalp was sitting down.
Oh yeah.
It's you're being inconsiderate to everybody else who's on the plane. And you already know that once they're telling you to get out of the plane, they're not going to move. They've already made a decision. They're not going to continue going on their own little way. And they're not going to
I also mean this respectfully too. I love.
I
this.
know where you go. I know where you're going with this. I think I'm gonna say the same thing.
I love South Florida. All right, this is my home. When we started putting cement mixer in people's asses, you need to stop getting surgeries done down here, especially squirrely ones. Like a twofer on a hair transplant down in South Florida. I'm sorry, dude. You should have sniffed that one out. Like I gotta tell you, like that.
He probably spent more money on his flight.
My thing is that if you're gonna do a procedure somewhere, shouldn't you just like stay a couple days to make sure nothing goes wrong, just in case you get an
because
infection
guess what?
or something?
Let me tell
I
you.
don't know.
Hold on.
Just
let me tell you what happens, JFig.
you're exposing
Okay?
yourself to other
Let
people.
me tell you what happens. They go, hey, if I come down here and get this surgery, can I just fly right back? Oh yeah, no problem.
Oh yeah, it's like
They
a Jiffy
tell him
Lube
that.
stop.
So like, but you gotta understand, if you're not going to a reputable place, then you're not gonna get a reputable answer. So, but here, like I would have thought this. When I was leaving, and my head was a little bloody, probably hurt, and the guy says that's normal. You should have known then.
Why would you board a plane
Right.
if your
Because you
head
already had the
is full
ticket.
of blood?
You already had the ticket.
No, reschedule it. Do something. They're very nice when it comes to that. I have been able to postpone flights. Okay.
What, you get work done somewhere and you couldn't? You had to change your flight?
Do I look like I've had work done?
She had work done when she took me out.
Yeah, don't answer that question, huh?
No, but it's just very typical, right? For you to say that and flip it, right?
Mhm.
That's what I was laughing at. I was never
Mhm.
going to answer that question. I thought that was the end of it, but then you had to keep going.
Vlad,
That's how men get in trouble right there.
Vlad, save Leroy. Who's dead to you?
No.
It's gonna be to piggyback off JFig's airplane and just people just being ridiculous. It's former NFL offensive lineman, NFL Haitian, NFL Haitian.
Oh no!
What are you doing? What are you drinking or taking that requires you to urine on another individual?
It's tough.
And then sit on somebody else's lap. So he
And then,
wasn't
yeah,
done
sit on
after that.
Come on, what are we doing here? What were you taking?
And
All
then
right?
get aggressive after you made a mistake.
So
Damn,
my
and you
thing
in
is,
Europe. That's at least minimum 6-hour flight.
my
So
thing is
whatever you
this.
taking is not gonna last you that long.
Are you more shocked that he did that or that nobody tried to stop him?
No, I'm more shocked that he did it. Ain't nobody gonna stop a big offensive lineman, taking a,
But he wasn't built like that no more. He was built like Dwayne Dedman. He was skinny.
He's still a big boy.
7 foot, 6'7" in a plane, Leroy. Like you're like a giraffe, trying to. It's still uncomfortable.
Nate Soft is funny. He said he was just put on the PUP list.
Man.
What you got going on, Tobes? What you got going on this weekend?
Not much, man. A lot of. I'm going. I'm gonna go take a break. Maybe go grab a sandwich or something, and then come back.
Remember when you were younger,
Hmm?
and you would do the morning show, then go to the gym,
Yep.
and then do our show?
Yep.
Yep.
And then cut up sound.
Yep. This
Yep.
is what we
He's
got
a busy
going on.
guy.
Tomorrow I got some tapped out, so I got some radio tomorrow night. So no big plans, just chilling, relaxing. Nothing in the holster. I do want to mention though, I did get a comment here from Vanda on social media, and says, "Y'all listen to the show. Leroy is tripping. I 100% agree that week 2 is a statement game."
No, you. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Wait, just because you use the language,
I
dude,
swear
don't
to
mean we
God.
believe- No, Leroy tripping.
I swear to God, I got
You know what?
receipts.
Here, so you win week 2. Does that get you in the playoffs?
Here's what
Does
it
that
says.
It does nothing for your season.
If we lose to Buffalo week 2, all hell will break loose. Stephen A will fry us. Chris Sims and Mike Florio, or whatever his name is, will have a field day. Yeah, we
And-
definitely can't lose. I can't believe these guys are acting like they don't know what a damn statement game is.
And you got 15 games left.
That's and you got another game against them on the road. If you win that game, that's more of a statement game.
No, but here's what happens. Here's what happens. Is people like these people here that can very easily move the bar, because if they beat Buffalo week 2, you know what they're gonna say? Well, it don't matter. They got to beat Buffalo and Buffalo, and it just move.
I'm not moving it.
Mark my words. Mark my words.
I'm happy with the split.
That's what's gonna happen.
I'm happy with the split.
You're just gonna move the bar, but you know
I'm not moving the bar.
I want to tell you why you're gonna move the bar, because it's week 2.
I didn't move the bar.
Because then you're gonna say, okay, well, you know, they have the real problems in November and December. You know, it's just gonna keep moving.
There are multiple statement games throughout the year. Like, it's not the only statement they have to make, but it's the first one.
I think they're all statement games.
No, that's not true. You can't say that.
You make assumptions on what your team should or shouldn't do. I do not. I take every game serious, because you never know. They got pros too.
Okay. You're gonna sit here and you're gonna act like week 10 versus the Cardinals is the same.
Okay, they lost to Tennessee. So
I know.
It's possible. Why do you assume that your team's supposed to beat all the teams that you think they're better than?
Well,
like, it doesn't always happen. Look at Kansas City last year.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thought that they were done halfway through the season because of the teams they had lost to. So what are you talking about?
Dolphins lost to them 2 a.m. in Germany. It was an stinker.
I'm gonna kick your ass because you just won't stop, dude.
That was a real DM, though. I didn't make that up.
That's a lie. I want to see screenshots.
I'll send it to you. They said they even wanted to call.
They should have called.
They should have called, but they didn't.
I don't believe
it would be hard for you to call as somebody else with your
Seems
burn.
like a setup.
Right. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
Swear to God, I'm sending it right now.
You read it 2 seconds ago. How much farther back do you have to go?
I'm not doing. I'm getting a screenshot and I'm sending it to the group chat. I'll send it to you too, Vlad. So you know I'm good for this.
Is it the same person who photoshopped this?
I don't know. That's real to me. I mean, you know.
To you, everything's real to you.
Why is Wardell Curry? Why was Wardell Curry on our picture right now? What did you do?
Well, somebody alleged that he switched his Instagram bio. JFig thinks it's photoshopped. I don't know. I seem to trust NBA Central, so we'll see. But it could be the first turn. What?
Hold on.
What?
First of all,
yep.
This is just a text, right?
It's a DM.
It's a DM.
Oh, okay.
It's a DM. Instagram.
Oh, I mean, he did say that.
See? I told you. You think I just make things up?
It's like I'm talking to Looney Tunes, and they think I'm crazy.
It is.
Oh, I shouldn't have sent you that part.
It is.
Throwing everyone under the bus like Bam. Remember that?
Yeah.
Marcos agrees, by the way. He's just responded. He
You
said,
don't count. You only count when you come to work.
Please.
I even know. Listen, I was already plotting my course to go pick up Marcos.
in Jacksonville?
No.
Oh, down here.
Going, dummy.
Man,
He wasn't. Remember, originally he was going to work until about, you know how he does it.
Is he going to Jacksonville or Orlando? Where's he going?
He's going to Orlando. He's going to Orlando.
So, I was about to say that Jacksonville route is rough.
Channing has a show.
There's by the way.
that's this weekend?
Yes.
There is nothing
Nothing.
when you ride to Jacksonville. Once you get past Daytona, good luck. How could you be that? How could you be that close to the water and have no life?
And by the way, has anybody spent more on advertising up there than Risque Cafe? 900 billboards. The good thing my son never looks up from his.
Why did they have that? Let me tell you this.
Hmm?
When they threw that Super Bowl, they realized after like the 5 minutes they were there, we're never coming back here for another Super Bowl.
Nah, never.
What, in Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Remember people had to stay on boats?
Yeah, and it was cold.
They barely had enough people for UFC when it was up there. Barely enough space.
The water is brown.
It's a gross city. It is.
I can't comment on brown water because if you ever been to the Gulf.
Oh, man. What a time. But no, man, it should be a fun week. What are you planning on tonight for Korean barbecue? You got a game plan?
I don't know. I looked at the menu.
You a pre-menu looker?
I have any. Yeah, I do. Well, here's the deal. Most of the places I go to, I already know what's up. So I may get there and look at the menu, but I already know because I'm all about going places where I'm going to enjoy the food, right? So if I change it up at a restaurant, I know that I've had it before or whatever. I don't say, which is special. You know what? I'll try that. That's not me. I'm there to eat. I'm not there to try stuff. This ain't a taste test.
Is there appetizers? Like, they got a good appetizer that you cook too?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I
don't know.
Let me know.
I'm just look. I don't know. Should I eat a sandwich before I go? Because
I don't know.
It's not on my list. On my list of
Leroy.
on my list of foods.
Have an appetizer at home.
Yeah, Leroy. How long how long do you need? Like hour-wise, like to give yourself a good amount of time to eat a meal. Like if you're going to go out to a restaurant like that. Like right now, it's
I would
about to
like
be
if I was going to one of my faves, I would just hold off.
So you would hold off. Like if
I
you're
would
going
just
to
eat like a
Capitol
little piece of fruit or something. If I was going to one of my spots, I just eat a little something light because I know I'm gonna get my eat on.
You don't take a warm-up lap, just to stretch the stomach a little bit?
No. Because I already know, listen, I already know the different items that I get. Now, if I was going to say if I was going to Capitol Grill and I decide I was going to have fish, I eat a sandwich right after the show because that fish is light. You know what I mean? But I don't feel like eating no meat, no beef, so I get a piece of fish. But if I do that, because keep in mind, the appetizers, I fill the table up with appetizers. We go, we get the calamari with the peppers.
Yeah.
We get that. Then we get the mac and cheese, lobster mac and cheese. Oof. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So,
well, enjoy your.
Leroy's not gonna last. He's already hungry as we speak. He's not gonna
last. He's hungry.
I want to see pictures.
Can I just say this?
What time is your dinner?
7.
Oh, you're not gonna last the next.
You need to have.
I got some fruit. I got some fruit stuff ready.
Fruit is not gonna hold you off.
Wombat?
You need to eat something.
What sucks is during the break I went and looked at the watermelon, and my wife cut some watermelon and some pineapple and some cantaloupe, and I'm looking at it and like, man, this is real watery. I need some substance, right? So I listen. I think I could feel a rib. I don't know what I need to do that.
And you've already and not only that, you've already put yourself through fasting this week.
Oh, yesterday was the worst because I couldn't eat nothing, and my blood work was at 11:45. So you can't eat that whole morning.
Oh, wow! You didn't eat from the night before, right?
Yeah, you got to eat something.
10 to 12 hours.
All right, everybody. That is our show for today. We'll talk to you rascals on Monday.